Philadelphia. I'm Bruce Buffer. It's time for the Anthony Gargano Show.
Good morning, everybody. Happy opening week. Yes, from the Xfinity Studios. This is the Anthony Gargano Show, and it's opening week. I can't believe it. It's here. Thursday night, kicking off the season. Eagles, Cowboys. Oh, isn't anything better? As an Eagles Cowboys to open up this season Thursday night here at Lincoln Financial Field. The banner gets raised, and we're here, man. It's game week. Oh my God. That's the beauty of Labor Day weekend. I love Labor Day weekend because it's like, all right, you get back on a Tuesday, and here we go. It's underway. The week is what it is. And Eagles opening on the Thursday night to open the whole season, kick it off, and it should be a party. I was talking to my man, Big Dom, and it was like, it's going to be a party down there Thursday night, certainly, with everybody looking forward to the banner and the celebration and the Micah Parsonless Cowboys come in. Great job by the Eagles, by the way, PR department, because the Cowboys signed Deron Bland to a $100 million deal, and the Eagles social media group put out a great meme or a great video with Devontae Smith scoring on Deron Bland. So then there's that. Oh, man, it was a great weekend of college football. We'll get into that. Last night, Belichick, he looked like a genius for the first 3.5 minutes of the game. And then not so good. It was actually fun to watch. Like, it's great having football back. And there was Belichick in the hoodie, wearing the North Carolina colors, and they go down and they go down and score opening drive, and it was bing, 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 like 6 plays, and they score and they flash up, and there's Michael Jordan, and there's Roy Williams, right, and Lawrence Taylor. All of the North Carolina royalty, and the place is going bananas, and then they get boat raced by TCU and get smashed. Tough start for them to play TCU because they're bringing back a veteran quarterback, and they're pretty good. But it was so weird seeing Belichick on the sidelines of a college game. It was just bizarre. Well, the appetizer was this weekend. The main course is coming up Thursday night, and then Friday night we got the Chiefs and Chargers from Brazil. A big slate of football all week. Cannot wait. We'll celebrate it. To start, we got to do, it's the opening part of the week, and I want to ask a pretty blanket question to those of you on the chat and at home and on social media. Like, what does this team mean to you, right? Like, I purposely wore Eagles hoodie today because I woke up. I couldn't really sleep last night. I was excited to come into work and talk about opening week. There's so many great openers throughout the years, and we're about to start a new Eagles season. And when I think back to my own life, the Eagles were so near and dear. I'll tell you a story. I had a dream, very vivid dream, the other night. In my dream, my mother, who passed away a while back, I dreamt that I died, and in the dream, and so I see my mother, and my mother we're flying around, and she's like telling me about what it was, the afterlife was. It was really deep, and it was actually very comforting because I hadn't dreamt of her. And so it felt like I was with her. And I asked her a question. I said, Ma, do they have football here? And she said, I swear to God, in the dream, I asked that question. And she said, yes, they do. And I was like, oh, fantastic. I remember being happy. And she said, it's not your time. But it was a very interesting dream, but it was funny because I, I enjoy it more and more every year. It doesn't get old. Eagles football is such a part of our lives. It doesn't get old. I love the NFL. I always say I love the sport, and it's like the Holy Trinity, right? It's, football and then the teams and then the players. But, the Eagles, like this franchise, man, I remember being a little boy and my father asking me what the Eagles were going to be before the season, and they weren't good. And this is back when they played 14 games. And I said, oh, Dad, they're going to be 10-4 and make the playoffs. And he started laughing and pat me on the head because I had to be 8 years old. And he's like, nah, I don't think so. I don't think they're going to be that good. Those years through, the end of Vermeil and then Marion Campbell, Buddy Ryan, Rich Kotite, Ray Rhodes, Andy Reid, Chip Kelly, and then, of course, Doug, and now Nick. And it's awesome. Like, they're a great franchise. You think about the issues that the Cowboys have had signing their best player. He's their best player. You could argue on both sides of the ball. It's him and CD Lamb, right? So they got CD done. And I get Dak's the quarterback. But Michael Parsons is a great player. And they couldn't sign him. And it got so contentious that they had to trade him. And you never get any of that drama with Howie. Howie Roseman is a great general manager. Just a great general manager. The way he handles the roster turnover, the idea that, you never have to worry about your best players holding out. Everybody loves it here. The players love it here. Cooper DeJean does a show here, Cooper and Reed, and they love the Eagles. Like, they're like, oh my God, we love this organization. Braden Graham, who's a friend of the show, loves the organization. It's really cool that it became this really close-knit family. Jason Kelsey, like these big, big people. They just love the franchise. And everybody's going to be there on Thursday night to raise the banner. Going to be fun. Good morning, VG.
Yo, what's up,
Happy
dude?
opening week.
Ah, what a great day today is. It feels great. Labor Day.
And it's chill. Like, I got out of the house. I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
I drove Anthony to school this morning at about 6:30, and it was cold.
Yes.
And I'm like, wow, man, is it chill in the air?
I know.
Feels like
I don't know if I'm going to be regretting a hoodie now, but it felt right at the time this morning. It's chill in the air. We're reigning champs. We are the favorites to win the Super Bowl. We got a baseball team that's playing really well.
Oh, listen, that was great.
Today it feels good right now to be a Philly fan right now. The Union, I hear the Union's doing well.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're the first team to clinch in the MLS.
Yeah. No, it's all
right now.
It's all great, but this week it's about the Eagles.
Yeah.
All right, listen.
Back.
No, it's about the Eagles.
You gotta give the boys some love. Come on.
I will give the boys love. They won it. They played it was a great game. Come back. They did. They really against the Brewers, right? But this is about the opening week. Well, plenty of time. The chill's in the air. October baseball will be here. The pennant races are awesome. But this is opening week of the defending champions.
I get all that, man. I'm with you.
Are you?
Yeah, but I got to give my boys some love. We
always give them love. I mean, I get it.
You were cuz-mudging last week, so now I want to be happy with the Phils.
I am happy with listen. We were talking about Harrison Bader. I love Harrison Bader.
All right.
Right? Like I feel great about that. I love the Phillies, but this is the new week. It's opening week in the NFL.
I'm ready to go.
Like, you're coming in. You're all ready up.
I got 2 days.
I get it, but
I'll be greened
week.
out the rest of the week, man. I will be greened out the rest of the week.
We come back Tuesday after Labor Day. It's football mode. Like, I'm in football mode.
I do agree with that.
You're always in football mode. When aren't you in football mode?
I love baseball. So, I mean, you make a face, but
I give a Baldy eye roll.
Nah, come on. I love it. but I compartmentalize. Like I'm big on like this week is Eagles week.
Well,
Next week goes back to 4 for 4.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
But this week, because it's the opening week and it's a short week,
Mm-hmm.
it's football. We're gonna dive into it, man. It's just,
Well, let's dive. I'm ready. I watched football all weekend, man.
did you?
Yeah.
What'd you say?
I saw Nepo Boy overrated.
The Nepo boy.
Manning. Saw that guy look like
Oh, my God.
garbage. Saw a nice little clip. It was like his Heisman run.
I can't have this college. I don't want to have a college football conversation with you.
I
I
saw-
don't. I don't want to have a
Already starts it off with a band.
because you'll irritate me. You've already irritated me with it's opening week of the Eagles, and you're trying to force in the Phillies.
I didn't force it. It feels like casually brought it up.
No, as you just wear your sign. Like,
yeah.
this.
Well, yeah. I feel chesty after this weekend.
What's that?
I feel chesty after this weekend.
Listen, you should. It was a great game yesterday, but again,
Thank you, Colby. Colby says, I can't focus on Eagles till after the Brewers series. I'm not with him. I'm not with Colby, them.
the defending champions.
I'm just living today.
Super Bowl.
Yeah.
The Super Bowl defending champions.
Favorites to
I'm sorry.
win.
Like every week.
Banner's going up. Boys to men, as they sung last time the banner is up. They're doing the national anthem again.
This is an epic week in Philadelphia. I'm with you on. It's great. You played the Brewers. It was a great game yesterday. But come on, guys. I mean, seriously, like this is 1 week. It's here. It's finally about to happen. I asked you a question. You didn't even answer the question, which is what did the Eagles mean to you?
No, you didn't ask me that. You asked that to the chat and everything. You didn't even mention my name when you said that. You said, I'll ask the chat. You didn't ask me. You didn't say, what's it mean to you?
Now it's semantics.
You're acting like you said, what's the Eagles mean to you, VG? And I said, Phil's great weekend. That's not what happened.
Okay.
Yes,
Yes, it was.
No.
When I say I start off, it's understood since you're next to me that you would answer the question. Because I asked the question to the ether, right?
Yes.
Who's going to respond? All right. You have the chat in front of you.
Yes.
All right. You're talking semantics. When I ask the question, you are obviously who I'm talking to. Andrew, you got that.
I do got what you're saying.
And
Yeah.
you're gonna have to answer it too.
I'll answer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Phillies. No, I'm just. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Trigger. What do they mean to me? I mean, it's family, it's friends. We go to a weekly battle against other cities. And right now, we're the toughest there is. We're like the Braveheart crew right now. I'm loving it. I'm all in. Fantasy football's here. It's Sundays all day. I don't leave the couch.
All right.
Perfect.
But focus on the Eagles.
Yeah.
Like I want to kind of celebrate Eagles fandom today.
Yeah.
Like I've never.
I got my schedule cleared. This show ends Thursday. Walk the dogs. I'll be down at the parking lots by 2:00, hopefully. Hanging out with the brethren, reunited, popping around at different tailgates.
There you go, man.
It's amazing.
Sounds like
It's a
good
great
time.
sense of community.
Let's look at the team itself.
Yeah.
When we were kids, and I brought this up, they were not like this. They were not this great franchise.
No, they're embarrassing half the time.
And we've seen in our lifetime the transformation from the Eagles. And I'll still remember first year on the radio, WIP, Jeffrey and Joe Banner, they talk about the gold standard.
Mm-hmm.
And they got mocked.
Yeah.
Completely mocked about the gold standard.
Mm-hmm.
And
Quarterback factory, 2 was a little premature.
now they're the gold standard. I just sit back and marvel at what they've become. The pride that I have in this team.
Mm-hmm.
They've become the best team in the NFL. And let's face it, they've really been in the conversation for 25 freaking years. I mean, if you look back with Andy, Andy made them relevant
Yes.
Yeah.
for all those years. And then they took it to another level. They took it to another level from Andy, Howie, and Jeff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Through Chip Kelly, Doug Peterson, Nick Sirianni.
Yeah.
And they brought up to another level, a level of titles.
Well, Andy left, when he left town, he left them with, you got to win the trenches, get the offensive, defensive line together. That stuck with Howie. And then it's been a real journey. There's been a lot of ups and downs and hiccups through it as they've been good, but it's been a lot of drama. And we had to go through the Chip drama and the Howie 2.0 drama. And then the new norm, like winning, like it's to get us where we here. Yeah.
I mean, you won. So it wasn't like there was heavy drama. Like, You go
well,
back.
right after the Doug thing, we got a little coaches drama, and he's gone after a year after he wins the Super Bowl. I mean, there's a little drama involved, and now here we are. And there was a lot of drama with Nick when he came in.
Well,
and this journey's got us to this point now. We're at the top of the mountain, but it's been a haul to get up the mountain. But here we are. You don't feel like that?
No, I don't.
Wow, I do.
I don't at all. In fact, I
feel like we went like this up the mountain instead of just like just like a rocket up.
Well, you're complaining about the path to the mountain. It sounds like you're complaining.
I am not. I am so grateful.
You're already on my nerves.
I'm so grateful.
And I don't even want to sit next to you.
I'm so grateful for the journey that we've been on. And
the drama.
It's been awesome.
Up and down. Get the hell out of here.
All right.
Oh my God, Andrew.
Yeah.
What did Eagles mean to you?
Everything. I mean, I
What does that mean,
came
everything?
into this world. I came into this world.
Leave him alone.
I came into this world draped in green. Now, I'm not like a big sports nerd, obviously, but I'm a mega fan, and I'm a mega fan of this team, and I followed this team my entire life since I was a peanut. And I've gone through the ups and downs. Now, I haven't been through the muck like you guys have in your younger days with this team, but there was a time for me when I was younger that I thought I'd never see a Super Bowl win. And, that happens, obviously, in 2017. And then last year again. And yeah, I'm prideful. I'm prideful of this team and what they mean to me, what they mean to this city. And I wear them to my heart.
Yeah.
They're a badge on my heart every single day. And there's no team. I love the Phillies. I love the Sixers. I love the Flyers. I love a lot of other teams. But there's no team in this city, in this world, that makes me feel the way I do, like the Eagles.
Yeah. And I think that's part of the nature of the sport, right? Like when I coined 4 for 4, like, I mean it. I live 4 for 4, right? This week is the celebration of the Eagles. Much like in March, when baseball starts, I get all nostalgic. We get all gooey for the Phillies.
Yeah.
Like the opening weeks of seasons. Now, it won't be like that for the Sixers this year, but but you get my point. Like,
yes.
Each of these teams have a place in your heart. And obviously, Philadelphia and the Eagles, it's a different kind of relationship.
Yeah, this was I'm a little slightly melancholy because, like, my dad, he had season tickets very early on. He was always, for most of my childhood, a very disgruntled Eagles fan. And
well, all the older guys were disgruntled. I mean, that's
good reason.
That whole, yeah.
Like, he had season tickets in the 70s. 70s were not good.
But they were such, like, oh man, you were talking about curmudgeons.
Yeah.
I mean, they were deep curmudgeons.
Yeah. So my dad got to see the first one, but he passed in October last year. So he didn't see them as and he doesn't see them coming into a season as, it's like, we are so blessed right now. There's so many Eagles fans who are not getting to live what we're living right now.
Oh my God. And you know what's crazy is the idea that this team has put aside all the past, right? Like I'm still can't believe it. Like, I can't believe it.
I mean, I don't even know if I actually process it the way that I should.
And there are Eagles fans all over the world now. Like, they became, when teams win, you become the hot team, right? So there's a bandwagon effect.
Right.
And now they become this, like, all across they're like a world's team.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's funny.
Salt Lake City. Remember?
And it's funny.
Remember?
Like,
they were sold out of Eagles gear in Salt Lake City.
And what's funny is that I love it. I love the fact that, because
Does it take some adjusting to?
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
But we know we're originals, right? Like originals. Everybody in the room is an original. Like you're from Philadelphia, the Delaware Valley. You're an original Eagles fan. That's it. You know, I'll take all the bandwagon. I'll take everybody else.
Right.
Come on board.
Come on, yeah.
But we're the originals.
We're on the Acela.
Yeah.
Everyone else is on the Keystone Local.
Yes. I mean, you know, fair's fair.
Fair's fair.
Fair's fair, right? So my man Eric DeLash hits me up. He said the Eagles mean community and passion.
Mm-hmm.
There's friends I strictly text about just with Eagles. Weekend plans are designed around the Eagles game. It's the memories, calling my mom after they won in 2018 and celebrating on Broad Street. From Rodney Peete to Jalen Hurts and every quarterback in between, I became obsessed with them all. I cannot wait for Thursday. Eric. It was poetic, man. It was poetic.
Agreed.
Like I think about when my buddy Tooch had seasons forever and his uncle, right? And the whole family went and like all that stuff, the lineage of it all. It's a perfect week to think back to your Eagles lineage. My cousin and I, every Sunday morning, we would sit with the Sunday Inquirer waiting for the game and talking about the game, and we would split up. He's like, here, take this sliver, and we would take turns reading the paper.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was like, we just couldn't wait for it. My grandmother would be making the Sunday gravy,
Yeah.
which is true.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like this whole thing. Oh, the Eagles are playing. It was always an event. The Eagles.
Yeah. I could not wait to get home from Mass.
Oh my God.
And turn on like the pregame shows.
I remember asking my father all the time, Dad, can we leave after communion?
Yes. We always did. My dad was like, let's get out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did most of the time. Every once in a while, he was like, you got to give it a minute.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
You know, but that
Right out the door.
Right.
Put in your mouth right out the door.
Like you couldn't wait to just go, oh my God. And you put it on. And we lived through Channel 10, which was the original NFC station, CBS.
Yeah.
Remember Channel 10?
Mm-hmm.
And then they switched
Yep.
3 and 10. And
They're
man,
always impartial. I don't know why I'm always partial. I always hate the AFC broadcast. I hate their pregame show. Maybe it's just because we're NFC town.
I do too. Yeah. I was like that with the American League, National League. Like I was always an NL guy.
Yeah.
Like even in the World Series, I would root National League over American.
Remember the AL guy? Umpires would have the big.
Yeah.
These guys doing over here.
Yeah. And it looked like softball.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. No, I'm with you.
We got Peter Tom Willis in the chat. Does not like the Johnny Come Lately fans. He's anti bringing people on the bandwagon.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind it. It symbolizes how great the franchise is that it attracts everyone beyond our city.
There's a little of it like you like Metallica's first 3 albums and Black Album comes out. Now everyone likes Metallica. And there's people who are like, they're popular.
Well, the music people are very.
So I think there's
snobby
some of that
when it
with
comes to that.
our own sports people.
Well, but I'll give it, like I'll give Peter Tom Willis more of a break than the Metallica originals because he suffered. Like I always say, you need to bleed to know bliss,
Mm-hmm.
and he bled.
Right.
Like all those other people didn't bleed.
Yeah.
That's why, like, you got to segment them, right? Like,
Yeah.
like you can come along, you can hang with us, but you're not part of the originals.
Yeah. That's why
The
they're
originals
on the local.
bled, right? And you're born and raised, and you've been an Eagle fan. You didn't leave at all. You're an original.
Yeah. I'm with you. And and when it comes to the earliest photos of me, I'm not in any Phillies gear. I'm always in Eagles gear. Like my photos, or if I'm like 4, like when looking back, it's just like, I don't know, it's just ingrained from you as an original. It's just like you're just born into it.
Yeah, we had everything. You had 4 for 4. I remember having everything.
I was mostly just birds.
Really?
Yeah, until I was like older, like 9 or 10. But yeah, Eagles all
Yeah,
day.
I was probably I had them all.
Had a Roman
Phillies,
Gabriel
Flyers.
like helmet and suit,
I had
whole
that.
uniform.
Yeah, I had the whole uniform too.
Yes.
I had this
It was
Eagles
in the.
jumpsuit.
It was in the. Dude,
Sears catalog,
yes.
yes. The Sears catalog was the
Dude,
best.
You know, it was amazing.
The
Andrew,
best.
you're a kid, right? And before it had to be before Thanksgiving. They put out the
A
catalog,
wish book.
and it was like all the stuff that you would want as a kid. And there was no Amazon, right? I mean, like you order one out of the Sears catalog, and they had the Eagles, the Roman Gabriel helmet. You had a white with the green
Like you had
rings.
dolls, toys, but then you had the sports section.
Yeah,
it was pajamas, uniforms, hats,
Sheets.
hoods, sheets. Yeah,
I had the NFL
everything.
sheets.
You're like, oh my god, anything,
Yeah.
you can get any team you want.
I had the NFL bed sheets with the the comforter.
I had the
All the logos.
I had the NBA comforter with all the logos.
Did you?
Yes.
Yeah.
all from Sears.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It was the best. It's a fun week. This is a great week to kind of figure out, kind of think about and reflect on what you love about this team. It's the Birds, man. Go Birds. All right, let's take care of some business, and then we'll go to our Birds insider, Bo Wolf, because we'll talk to Bo about what's happening, get you set for the big week. We'll talk about injuries and how it all shapes up. Let's talk about Rothman, shall we? Our good friends at Rothman Orthopedics, and their whole mission is getting you back to doing what you love, especially this fall, right? So whether you're going to watch the game and tailgate and play football and, in the driveway, cut between the cars, doing your thing, look, it sucks when your body doesn't cooperate. That's where Rothman Orthopedics comes in. From aches and pains after a pickup game to old injuries flaring up on a summer adventure, Rothman's team of experts is here to help. Evidence-based care, committed to restoring your mobility. They're going to get you back out there stronger than ever. They have a team for every body part right here in our backyard. I mean, you got neck problems like two guys, or a back issue, or knee, elbow, shoulder. They have an expert that deals just with those body parts. So don't let pain put your autumn on pause. Visit RothmanOrtho.com/PHLY to book your appointment today. Get back to doing what you love. Pain-free. Rothman Orthopedics, getting you back to your fall game is their mission. All right, let's talk about Ford. Ford tough.
Ford tough. Ford trucks.
Let's look at the Explorer.
Ooh, that's a nice SUV.
All right. The Ford Explorer, America's all-time best-selling SUV, a legacy of family trust and performance. They got 3-row seating, up to 7 passengers. Great for families, road trips. I think I need one for the sports.
You would look good in
An Explorer?
Explorer, dude.
Yeah.
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 Yes. Nice and roomy.
Yeah. They're available rear-wheel drive, intelligent 4-wheel drive for better traction and control. I mean, they have 3 powertrains, hybrid for better fuel economy. You name it. They pack with the Ford Co-Pilot, which is a suite of advanced driver assist features. Man, they have it's like a high-tech feel to the driving experience. Everything about it's high-tech. All right, terrain management system lets you drive in modes like snow, sand, tow haul. Offers up to 87.8 cubic feet of cargo space with the rear seats folded down, so you're moving stuff and tailgates.
Take a nap if you want.
Yeah, man, it's the best. For more information, it's built for families but ready for adventure. A true do-it-all SUV, the Ford Explorer. For more information, visit your local Ford store. All right, now let's go to our man from the all PHLY Bird Show on the Xfinity mobile guest line, Bo Wolf. Good morning, Bo.
Our man on the ground, he's solid and sound. He's on the hunt for Eagles news. Handsome and astounds, clever and profound. We're talking Eagles with Bo Wolf.
Oh yeah. How do we feel about? Should I feel bad about wearing the same shirt that's in one of those photos?
No,
Yeah.
no, not at all.
You're like
look good.
Sam Hinkie. You got like 3 outfits you wear all the time.
You look good.
I got more than that, but this is a good, just like a lounge shirt. I might do a little workout later today. We'll see.
Nice.
I like it, dude. I like it.
Game
Bro,
week.
But by the way, let people know that me, you, and EJ did our Eagles season preview, and that is up right now on the PHLY YouTube channel.
It's a must see.
You got to
Nice,
check
long,
it out.
in-depth conversation about our position by position, game by game expectations. That was fun.
Yeah, I had a great time doing it with you, man. It was a blast. All
Yeah,
right,
we gotta do that more often.
let me ask you the question of the day, and that is, what do the Eagles, this organization, take yourself, put your media hat aside, you work for them, but put your fan hat on. Like, what do the Eagles mean to you?
Well, that is hard because I did not grow up an Eagles fan.
Yeah.
But I worked for the team for a long time. I am a Philadelphian now. I'm raising my family here, and I think back to the day of the Super Bowl when I'm in New Orleans ready to cover the team, and my wife is sending me videos of my 4-year-old daughter like stomping into East Rose and going and singing the Eagles fight song, and getting everybody in there
I love
to
it.
sing
She's
the
in
fight
East
song.
Groves doing that. That's beautiful.
She's in Iskros singing the Fly Eagles Fly, like putting a smile on everybody's face. And she sent me that the morning of the game. And like there's no way the Eagles are gonna lose this game, right? Like we've got 4-year-olds stomping around the city singing the fight song. Take your 2 Super Bowls and shove it, Kansas City. You got no chance in this game.
Well,
I don't think there's nothing.
I asked you the question because it's been so much part of your adult life. I mean, your career came
100%.
from that franchise.
100%. And we have talked about the difference between the first Super Bowl and the second Super Bowl, and nothing will ever compare to that first Super Bowl because when you cover the team, when you work for the team, you hear from so many people about how much this means to them. And that first Super Bowl was not about the Eagles. It was not about the individual. It was about their loved ones. It was about their families, right? Like that first Super Bowl was about the people who didn't get to live to see it. And it was like an extra connection that you had with them. And that is very profound to me. I will tell you that that was the same year that my mother passed away. And she loved when I worked for the Eagles. Her aunt, and her father, they grew up in Coatesville. So Eagles fandom was in their life. And so for her to think about what her aunt would have thought about me being at the Eagles winning their Super Bowl for the very first time, that was a very deep emotional thing. And I think there were a lot of things like that for people where that first Super Bowl was about that. And then that bubble burst, right? And the second Super Bowl is okay, we are the big bad now. This is just the best team we've ever had, and the best team in football, and we're just beating people up. And there's a different, I think there's a different tone and tenor to Eagles fandom now than there was certainly a decade ago. Don't you?
Yeah, completely. I have to tell you, I enjoyed last year more than any other season, more than the first Super Bowl. It sounds crazy. It was different. I shouldn't say more, but it was different. I think I enjoyed it. I got more satisfaction that they were the most dominant team, where New England, it was a degree of good fortune.
Well, it was much more stressful, and it was much more magical, right?
Yes.
It was harder to believe. Whereas
this was real,
football
they were the
standpoint,
best team. They were dominant,
right? Exactly. From a pure football standpoint, this was this was what it feels like to be the fan of the best team in any sport, right? Now it's different in Philadelphia because the Eagles mean so much, and it is the culture of the city. But Yeah, like 17 was much more of like a fever dream, whereas last year was just pure football. We're the best team, and there's less emotion attached to it, I think.
Yeah. What year did you start with the Eagles?
'09.
Wow. Oh nine, dude.
Yeah.
That
So
was
almost 20 years.
that was the year Andy lost his son. I believe it was
I think that
09,
was I think it was
10.
10. I think it
That
was
was
the next
10.
year.
Yeah.
I think it was the
It
next
was
year.
right around. It
Yeah.
was right then. It was like when you think about that part of it because you got the tail end of Andy, and you know that divorce from Andy was tough for Jeffrey Lurie. Like Jeffrey Lurie did not want to do that. Like he didn't. It kind of came to that, but I remember how difficult those years that you came because they had a real good year in '08, and then the dream team followed, and that was a
09, they
disaster.
go to the playoffs. That's when Donovan's playing the guitar and coming out of the tunnel, and they lose in Dallas. Then they move on from Donovan. I remember all of these things. They trade him on Easter Sunday. I'm still an intern at that
To
point, but I'm the only one
Washington.
who's at the computer, so I'm the only one who can update the homepage on PhiladelphiaEagles.com to say like the Eagles have traded away Donovan McNabb. Like it's a crazy thing. You mentioned
Hey,
moving on
real
from
quick.
Andy.
You remember when the following year Washington opened up with the Eagles and they beat the Eagles, and
Mhm.
McNabb celebrated, but he had a horrible game. He threw for like 68 yards and was trying to make us eat crow.
Yeah, then I remember the game at Washington, like his agents giving some weird press conference in the press box about the whole thing, and yeah, it was a little untoward. Obviously, the Eagles made the right decision there. You talk about moving on from Andy. Like I remember being in the cafeteria on the day that they fired Andy, and Andy still has to come in and like address the organization, as like and he gives the to me famous "Hail to the Eagles, baby." Which is like a thing that nobody had ever said before. But what a hard thing for him to do. Like they're moving on from him, but he is the figurehead of the organization, so he has to say something. Um, so yeah, I mean, being there for all of the ups and downs. Then in Chip, and like you get the exciting first year of Chip, and then it becomes very clear that this guy's kind of a snake oil salesman. You get the ups and downs of Doug. You get Sirianni now. I mean, this is an organization that over the past 15 plus years has had a lot of drama.
Yeah, it's wild, man. And if you think back to it, a lot of drama, as VG said, but the stability that they've had with Jeffrey and Howie, I mean,
No doubt
I was
about it.
talking about it over the weekend. The Cowboys signed Deron Bland. It's a direct statement to Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons was their best player, right? I mean, it's him and CeeDee Lamb, and they didn't sign him. Like, it got
Crazy.
so bad that they had to trade him. And that never would have happened here. It would have happened here with Norman Brayman owned the team, but it wouldn't happen now. Never happen.
Never. Absolutely not. And it's crazy. I think Jake Rosenberg made this point on Twitter about like everybody says the NFL is a copycat league, and then you look around the NFC East, and the Cowboys are letting their best player go, and they continue to not pay them the first time they can. When the Eagles do this, Washington is doing the same thing with Terry McLaurin. Like the Giants are doing their own nonsense stuff. Like nobody's actually following the things that the Eagles do, that seem to be pretty easy. And I do think that we understate the owner from this perspective, which is that all 32 owners do not care about winning first and foremost. And that is what Jeffrey Lurie cares about first and foremost. And you talk about a guy who is, when you are the owner of the Eagles, you are a caretaker of something that means so much to the city. There is a real responsibility to that. And most other owners care more about making money than they do about the team winning. And I think that Jeffrey deserves credit for that.
You think, listen, I've traveled around, you've traveled around. The Eagles, for a major city like Philadelphia, it's collegiate. There's no other major metropolis that follows football, even Chicago, as much as Chicago, it's not like here. It doesn't have that collegiate feel to it.
I think that's right. I don't think that there is anything that compares because Chicago's close, right? I there are a place like Green Bay where it's the only thing that they have, but
I'm talking
that's a
about like a
smaller place. No, I agree.
major
I agree.
metropolis.
There is nothing
Boston,
like that.
no, it's a baseball
No.
town. New York is a baseball town.
Houston,
Although
Phoenix.
I make the case that New York is actually a basketball town underneath it all. But
Well, baseball.
Anyway.
Nah, I mean, listen, it's
because
loves
the baseball is
basketball.
split, there's nothing that gets New York truly going like when the Knicks are good.
Dude, as someone who worked for the Post, I know you're from up there, but I mean, baseball is their lifeblood. They're talking baseball 12 months
Well,
a
I
year.
know, but there's less unanimity in baseball. You know what I mean? Because the teams are split.
Everybody loves baseball. You go to all the boroughs, like they're big. Listen, I agree that basketball is a big part of it, but I still think baseball is number one. Either way, football's third.
Sure. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, there's not. I mean, there isn't anywhere like it. I think people might make a case for Baltimore being close. And there's some connective tissue and similar DNA, but there isn't. There's nothing like the Eagles. There really isn't.
No, not from this size. All right, what's happening? What do we got? Let's go through some of the kind of nuances, little newsy stuff. Injuries. We'll start with that.
Yeah, so Landon Dickerson did not practice yesterday, which is obviously a bit
But
of
he
a red
suited
flag.
up the day before.
Right. But there was no injury report the day before, so we don't know to what degree he participated. So listen, I think there's a chance that he doesn't play on Thursday night. They would obviously like him to play, and if he can, limp through it, he's going to want to be on the field. And it's not like he needs
He's a
the
beast, that
reps
kid.
like a guy like Drew Makuba needs them, right?
Yeah.
But there's a chance that he doesn't play. I think that's certainly fair. And if he doesn't play, my expectation is that it would be Brett Toth at left guard because he took all the reps over the summer. AJ Brown seems to be back.
Yeah.
Tanner McKee doesn't sound like he's going to play. Suit up. Now, I wonder what they'll do there, whether they need to elevate Kyle McCord to be the third quarterback, or if Tanner McKee is in a place where he's not healthy enough to be the backup, but he could just, if they need an emergency third quarterback to get them through the game, he could probably handle that. That's probably
they'll probably do that.
I think that's probably what they'll do. And then Makuba was only limited yesterday, so that's the big one because, man, I think if Makuba were just healthy, I think he would be starting this game. But if there's probably too much unknown now, that you probably think it is going to be Sidney Brown.
Wow. So how do you feel about the game itself right now? Like when you're thinking about it, I mean, the line ticked up. I think it's 7.5 now.
Oh,
moved up a half point with the Micah
which
trade,
is a
right?
big number because it's over the 7. It's over the football number.
I mean, I think you got to feel good if you're the Eagles, right? Like, listen, the Cowboys will come in with their own motivation, and we've talked about it. Week one is always weird. There will be some stuff that you have not prepared for. I expect the Cowboys to be able to score some points in this game. I know that the Eagles have a great defense, or did last year, but there's some moving parts. There's a lot of new pieces, and CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens is a bit of a problem, and Dak is really good when he's healthy. So I think they're going to score some points. I'm not so sure how the Cowboys are going to stop the Eagles. And I hate to go back to the way that Jalen played last season, but I think if the Eagles don't turn the ball over, they're going to win this game.
Yeah, I'm looking at and obviously with Lamb and Pickens down the field, you got Ferguson, tight end, but their running game's not good.
Sure. Yeah, I mean,
I look at their running game.
Nobody in Philadelphia is shaking in their boots at the prospect of Miles Sanders getting a handoff.
I mean, I think I'm not being the hot taker, but I think the Giants finish ahead of the Cowboys.
Their schedule's tough. It's I honestly, like, I could believe anything with this Cowboys team. I think they could win 3 games. I think they could win 10 games. I think their offense could be good enough, and they could finish second in the division.
You
Because
think so?
I do expect. Well, we've talked about. I really don't believe in Washington. I think Washington is set up for a major regression, and we talked about making fun of that word. Jaden Daniels is awesome. Every other single thing about that team screams they're coming back to earth. They were old. They had an easy schedule. They were very healthy last year. Um, they were really good on fourth down, which is not a thing that's likely to repeat itself. So there are a lot of reasons that I think Washington is going to be just mediocre this year.
Wow, yeah. I'm a believer in the quarterback, so I
Me
don't
too.
I don't think that they're going to be mediocre. I think they're going to finish in second place. They're not going to win. What did they win last year? 12?
12, I think. 11 or 12. Yeah,
Like they're not
maybe
going to
11.
they're not going to do that, but I still think that they're going to finish in second place.
Mm.
This Cowboys team, I just don't know what I'm afraid of. Like it's not like
No.
Dak Prescott is, Joe Burrow, right? Like I look at Dak and I go, all right. And George Pickens, I don't know why George Pickens all of a sudden is going to put together. Like George Pickens was a pain in the ass in Pittsburgh. They couldn't wait to get rid of him. And while I think he's good potentially, I don't know. I mean, you also have to run the ball, and I think the run game stinks.
Mm-hmm. I also think from a matchup standpoint here, where Dak is so good is over the middle of the field. And that's where the Eagles feel pretty good, right? Like, listen, it's hard to cover anybody if you're a linebacker who's a running back or a tight end. But between Zach Bond and Jahad Campbell, I think you feel pretty good. What you're worried about is that second outside corner spot. And I'm not so sure that Dak has the arm strength right now to really dice the Eagles up on the outside.
And also,
he's not dicing anybody.
They also have their offensive line is not like I think I read 3 of the guys have not even played together any snaps, so they have a bunch of continuity issues on their offensive line. So
Yeah,
Dak
but they got
may
a lot.
not
They
have
got
the
a lot of
time.
guys named Tyler. So
What?
they got a lot of guys named Tyler.
Tyler
Zuli is going to be
Tyler
starting
just
quarterback.
walked
Tyler did just
He
walk.
literally just walked in. You conjured up Tyler Zuli.
Those 3 guys are named Tyler on their offensive line. Tyler
They've
Smith,
definitely
Tyler
drafted 3
Guyton, and
guys
Tyler
named
Booger. Yeah, that's too many Tylers to protect.
It's a lot of Tyler.
Yeah, they're gonna have Jalen Carter's gonna have a field day with that.
What's your expectation early? Like, the whole offense was in bubble wrap basically. So, we saw this past weekend in college football, the defenses are always ahead of offense. We saw, things that we thought would happen did not happen. So,
I do want to get your thoughts on the Belichick thing at the end of this segment, but we'll get there.
yeah, I watched it. I watched the whole college football this week. I was locked in. I watched every big game. But I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to think of what I'm missing. Could the Eagles defense not, be leaky? I don't think so. I get CB2. I get the other safety spot.
Yeah, I think they could absolutely be leaky. If Nolan Smith and Jalix Hunt are not awesome right away, that's going to mean that the pass rush is not super effective. Sidney Brown is a fun player, but a player who is liable to miss tackles and give up big plays. You could say the same thing about Adoree Jackson potentially. I think Jahad Campbell is going to be awesome, but he's a rookie. Dak Prescott's seen a lot of football. He might be able to get him in the wrong place with his eyes. I think that's certainly possible. I'm not worried about Cooper DeJean and Quinyon Mitchell. I'm not worried about Jalen Carter. But if the strength of the defense last year was that they had 11 guys who were all exactly where they needed to be and were all ferocious in tackling, early in the season, if all 11 guys are not exactly where they need to be and they haven't tackled a lot, so maybe they're not, perfectly handling that stuff. Yeah, I think they could give up some drives in this game. The starting offense, I think with the starting 11 guys had like 2 days of training camp all practicing together. I'm not really worried about that. I don't think that A.J. Brown needs reps with Jalen Hurts. I think that is going to be pretty easy, but they may not be super crisp. All of that said, like I think the Eagles are like they're going to be able to run the ball with Saquon Barkley against this defense. Like, run behind Lane Johnson, run behind Jordan Mailata, give the ball to Saquon Barkley. He's going to make people miss. Like, I think they'll be fine. And I like, AJ Brown and Devontae Smith are going to be unstoppable for the Cowboys defense. I think it's going to be a high scoring game.
So, what about the first 4 weeks? Last year they were 2-2. You have Tampa in the same spot, but now you have Kansas City in week 2 on the road, and then the Rams at home in week 3. We went through the schedule with you, me, and EJ, and I believe you had him 2-2 after the 4.
I think that's right. Now Vic Fangio had an interesting point yesterday. He said that he thinks it was a little bit overstated how much the defense improved at the bye last year. He said week 1, that was more on him and the coaching staff. He put a little bit too much on them, thought that they knew a little bit more about the defense than they did. He probably needed to be a little bit more simple. Week 2, they just had some missed tackles. Week 3, they were awesome in that Saints game. And then week 4, he said everybody was terrible, the whole team. And then it's not even like they were great in that Browns game. It wasn't until after that they really turned things around. This time around, you know what? Like the early season, as Howie has talked about and Jeffrey has talked about, like it's sort of about the first month of the season is about getting to know your team. And you have to be and it's hard to do this when we are doing a show every day and every game matters, but you do have to take a step back and remind yourself that like it is part of the larger picture. And this is how they figure out what they're really going to be like when the middle of the season comes. And maybe if there are moves that they need to make or personnel changes they need to make or schematic changes they need to make. Like, you think last year, not only did the defense change, but the offensive structure changed. They became much more run heavy. The same thing happened in 2021. So I think it's hard to remember that. And it's also part of the reason why I wish that they scheduled things differently. Like they had the Super Bowl rematch should be happening in like week 8, not week 2. But
I didn't understand the schedule at all. Eagles Buffalo should be early, not 2 games against the Giants in 3 weeks.
Yeah, and then the Commanders 2 games in 3 weeks at the end of the season is insane. And just
the schedule.
Don't get me started.
This is the worst
it's
schedule
really stupid
that I've seen as far as the schedule making.
Mm-hmm.
It was bad.
Yeah,
it doesn't make any sense why you would play 2 teams in your division twice in 3 weeks. Just flip them. Like, what are we doing? That is so stupid.
Yeah. I don't get it.
Yeah,
I don't get it. All right, buddy. Man.
What? Because I do want to ask you this one non-Eagles question. What did you make of the Belichick? Like, is he washed or has he never been that good? Has it always been Brady?
No.
He's a good defensive coordinator. It's always been Brady.
No. He's a great
BG?
coach.
I mean, Brady won without him.
First of all, it's impossible, and to go into a school like Carolina, that program, and win right away. Like, you got to build the program. It takes time to build a program. Like, he went into it. First of all, he didn't get a lot in the portal. He missed a lot in the portal. He missed a lot when it comes to high school recruiting. He's got a ways to go. His starting center doesn't belong on the field. No, he doesn't. I mean, he got bull rust a half dozen times. Like, you can't judge Belichick off the first game. I think that's ridiculous. But everybody's doing it. It's like judging Arch Manning. I don't know what clown said Arch Manning stinks or overrated.
I said he's adopted.
Or whatever. Same thing. Like, come on. Like, this is where
I think Arch will be fine.
You have to give it time. Like, he's not going to build the program overnight.
All I'm saying is, for so long there was the like, is it more Belichick or is it more Brady? Like, who's made who? And of course it is both of them. However, if there were going to be an answer given to us, it would probably look like one guy leaves and goes and wins the Super Bowl. The other guy quickly gets run out of the league and then goes to college and gets blown out by 50 points. Like that is what it would look like.
Yeah, I get. Like, listen, I get it. But I to me, that this means nothing about Belichick. Like, the guy left to go to Tampa. It was a stacked team, and Belichick had nothing in New England. Then Belichick goes to North Carolina, and he's got to figure out, got to build a program. Like, and you're not. Look, Matt Rule's entering his third year. He's got a quarterback, right? Like, it's taken a minute just to kind of build a place like Nebraska, where all they have is football. And still, it's not like they're favored in the Big Ten.
Well, now, I do think there's a difference because Matt Rule is a program builder. Like, that's what he does, right? I don't really believe that Belichick is there for the long term and is going to be willing to have the patience to build it. I feel like the selling point of
what
Belichick
makes you
was
say
it's
that?
going to be more turnkey.
His age,
He's
or
73
just,
years old. Yeah, and he clearly wants to be back in the NFL.
Pete Carroll's still going strong and just took a new job. Like, these dudes, all they want to do is coach football. Like, that's all you want to do. Look at Andy.
And hang out with your 23-year-old girlfriend.
Okay, well, yeah. I mean,
She's on the sidelines last night. That's outrageous. Sorry.
No,
She does
I
ball.
hear.
We don't know.
No, but my only point is, these guys, all they want to do is coach football. Like, Andy, all he wanted to do was coach football. He didn't even take a year off after he gets fired. He went right from the Eagles to Kansas City.
Yeah.
Like, he's not, people go, well, what, is he nearing the end? He's not going anywhere. He loves it. This is what he does. He doesn't want to go in the booth. Belichick, as much as all the goofy stuff with the girlfriend, the guy wants to coach football. I mean, you can see it. Freaking loves it.
Well, yeah, but maybe he's not so good at it anymore.
By what? Like, what tells you that?
Well, listen. I mean, you know better than anybody that coaching in college football right now is a much different job than what it used to be. And so, if he doesn't have,
a roster. He doesn't have a roster.
Well, I know, but that's part of being a head coach now. Is working on getting that roster.
Over a program, like, you got to. Trust me, you got to give it more. You got to give it a couple of years.
Oh, sure. I'm not writing him off. It is Bill Belichick.
I mean, I respect. I listen. My soft spot is, though. I respect those guys a lot, because I just see how much time they put into it. Like, they know what they're doing. Bill Belichick didn't forget about how to coach football or not see talent.
I don't disagree with that at all. I do think there is, like, if you wanted to make a grand proclamation, like, nobody's getting anywhere without coaches, but maybe the difference between once you are a good coach, who is thought of as a good coach,
I agree,
thought of as a great coach, is the players.
Well, I agree with you. I'll never forget the 2005. It's March. I'm in Andy Reid's office. So we're talking about the Super Bowl. I go, ultimately, after digesting it, what was the difference? You know what he said? They had 12, we had 5. And he's right.
I mean, that is searing, but yeah.
That's the difference.
Yeah.
They had 12, we had 5. And yeah, I mean, that's the difference for Belichick too. He had 12. Right. You're right.
Yeah. That's all.
Yeah.
Hey, Bo, there's people in the chat want to know, but I think you should tease it till later today. They want to know what team you grew up liking, and you should tease it for later on in the Eagles show.
You will never guess it. That's my tease.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
I like it. All right, brother. Great stuff. I can talk to you all day, man. Thank you, pal. 2:00 today?
Let's do it again soon. 2:00 with EJ. It's a short. We only got 2 days of shows before the game on Thursday night. We got too much to talk about.
I know. It's the best. It's the best. Loving it. Thanks, pal. There he is, the great Bo Wolf. All right, let's take care of some business, and then Baldy. Baldy. How about it, cuz?
Hey, can we also say Big Brothers and Big Sisters doing a great thing right now? We're helping. They're a great organization. We're helping them raise some money throughout September. So there's like a little donate button in the chat, I believe, that you could just hit, or right below the chat, you can, donate a little bit, a couple bucks here and there, whatever you got. People making a real difference for some children's lives. You could help out.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
That is beautiful. They are a great organization. All right. Hey, let's talk about Xfinity Sports. All right. Let's talk about your setup. Because, I don't know, maybe you were over your buddy's house over the weekend. Like, imagine this scenario. You were trying to watch college football. Maybe it was like VG, right? You go to his house. His setup's total mess. Lagging.
What am I, Tooch?
Buffering. Switching between apps, trying to find a game. You know, VG claims he's a big college football, big fan. But
it's all that Canes.
I feel like I've been fan fished. See, you call yourself a football fan, you got to have Xfinity. It's the ultimate sports destination. You can find the best games, your favorite teams, all in one place. The way you watch, next level. All right? It's the perfect fan flex. You got action right in your living room, plus Xfinity's best picture and sound with enhanced 4K, so it feels like you're in the stadium. I had it Saturday night, 4K. It was awesome. I was watching LSU Clemson.
Nice.
Yeah, I had no life this weekend. 4 games at once, you got it. Because why not? Why wouldn't you want 4 games at once? On top of that, you get the real-time notifications, live stats right on your television. It's the best seat in the house every time. Next game day, make sure that big fan like VG isn't a big fail. Learn more at Xfinity.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Multi-view requires Xfinity 4K capable TV box. All right, now let's talk about the Bet Park Sportsbook online casino app. 25K giveaway. Be a part of it. Yeah, it's the big kickoff special where if you just place a $25 wager on Birds and Dallas Thursday night, you're going to be eligible for $25,000 in free bets that are going to be given out across the board.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. What do we got there, brother?
Well, the Birds are 8 points now.
8.
Up to 8.
It's just going up and up and up. 8.
Over. I think the over went up a point. It's 47.5. I think it was 46.5 last week.
Wow, it's 8?
Yes.
Damn. Where did Phil's?
Let me see.
Where did Phil? Wait, Phil's off today?
No, they're off today.
Right.
Weird.
Yeah, it's a weird Tuesday off day. Yeah, it's bizarre.
Then we butt up against Thursday. They should have been off. They should be off Thursday.
Right. I don't understand it. Anyway, check out. All you got to do again is place a $25 bet on the game Thursday night, and you're automatically eligible to win your share of $25,000 in free bets. Winners will be announced on Friday. It's for existing customers and new customers. Just log on to, you got to do it, the Bet Park Sportsbook online casino app. It's the best. You're going to love it. It's our sportsbook casino of choice. You got to be 21. BetParks.com has all the details. You're going to be in PA, New Jersey, Michigan, Maryland, Ohio. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. All right. We're waiting for the Baldy.
You could also just bet the Tigers tonight. Plus 116 against the Mets. Might as well root against the Mets tonight.
That's a good call.
Yeah.
Who's pitching? They had a wild one yesterday. I was rooting for the Tigers yesterday. Mets came back.
You got Nolan McLean and Sawyer Gibson Long.
Oh, that McLean.
I'll catch up to him, just like Mizorowski or whatever. You know, you get a book on him after a while.
But Mizorowski's good. Phillies had some good at bats, but Mizorowski's good.
He's been struggling his last 8 games.
Not really.
Okay.
I'm not struggling. I mean, his last 8 starts, though, he hasn't.
All right. His ERA's over 5, ain't it?
No. Over 8 games? I don't think so.
Over the season?
I mean,
All right, let's get back to football. Focus. Let's get back to football.
You're the one.
Get back to football. You're trying to squeeze baseball into this. Yeah. It's a football day. It's Tuesday opening week, cuz. Focus. What are you doing talking
right away?
ERAs.
Right.
Jeez, man,
right away.
Trying to distract me.
This
guy, football guy here, how many days until kickoff? This guy, it means everything, though. He's got 3 days until kickoff up there.
Today, tomorrow, Wednesday?
Yeah, it's 2 days till kickoff.
Oh, I'm counting today. I'm counting the days that we're in.
It's 2 days till kickoff.
So today was our First day of school.
Oh, nice.
So
What time does that start?
every year, my wife takes a picture.
Yeah.
Want to see the boys?
Yeah, everybody wants to see it.
All right. Here are the boys. First day of school.
Wow.
I can't believe it. They were little tykes.
Ant looks great. Moss looks like he's being held hostage in that outfit. He wants out of that outfit so bad. All right.
Yeah.
Well, look, boys, is that at your house?
Yeah.
You cut all that grass, or you have to have someone cut all that grass?
Yeah.
Holy moly. You're like a land baron down there.
No, well, it looks bigger than it is like optical.
We got 100 yards. You got to actually have a full field out there. it
Oh,
looks
I
like.
do. Yeah, I do. Here's but my guys, man, they're I'm looking at them like one's going into a sophomore and the other one's in 7th grade. Oof. Isn't that nuts?
Yeah, sophomore. Are they driving soon?
No, he's not driving.
He's not driving. Well, would he be able to soon?
17.
Is he
He's
15?
15.
Oh, all right. Yeah, you got some
Yeah,
time.
yeah. I would not trust him anywhere near a wheel. All right. Maybe a big wheel. That's it.
So is it a lot of disgruntled and chaos to get the picture, and then they pose real quick?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they hate it.
Yes, I'll bet.
They hated it. Like all weekend they were dreading. It was funny. I get excited for Labor Day weekend because it's football, right? They're miserable.
They're
Miserable.
It's a lot. Going back to school stinks. I hated it. I hated it. You know, I was not a big school guy.
Yeah, well, who? Everybody hates back to
Tegan
school.
loves school.
Really?
My nephew's first ever day of school is this Thursday.
Oh, really?
He's turning 4 on the same day.
He's going to preschool?
And he's going on the bus. His first time ever riding a bus.
Oh, no.
It's a big day.
That's
Thursday.
scary, man.
And the Eagles
It is
game
scary.
on top of it.
No brother, no cousins on the bus solo, just with strangers.
His mom's taking him.
Oh, she
So
gets
she's
on.
gonna
She goes
ride
on the bus
with him.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right.
Which is nice.
Yeah. All right. We got him. It wouldn't be kickoff week
No.
without this man, the one, the only, Baldy.
Baldy. Oh, let's talk some football. Ay, Baldy. Oh, he likes pizza and football. Oh, Baldy.
Here he is on the Xfinity mobile guest line. It's kickoff week with the legend. What do you say, brother?
Good morning, cuz. What do I say? I mean, can we be jonesing for any more football than we are? I mean, across the country, can we be more excited? And it's so funny. I was just telling people, like, the weather just broke in South Jersey. Like, it's 60 degrees. Like, every year, September 1st, it's football season, it's Labor Day. The summer weather, it breaks. And it feels like football already.
This morning, I got out of the house. I was like, I was taking my kid to the school, the bus stop.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God, it's got a t-shirt on. I'm like, it's freezing. How to go put a sweatshirt on? I couldn't believe it.
No, it's unbelievable. It's like the weather gods, like everybody conspires. They're like, okay, let's make this football season special. We'll get the weather right. We'll get the matchups right. We'll wait till after Labor Day. Remember, we used to play Labor Day weekend, and they said, no, let's let everybody go to the shore one last time, spend time with the kids, because like whatever it is, let's get it all out of the way, because we're on this 5-month path right now to Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah, it's awesome. Couple of themes this week, because it's kickoff week, is we're kind of reflecting on the Eagles. We're going to talk about what we love about football, but that'll be tomorrow. Today, we're kind of reflecting on what the franchise means to everyone individually. You played for this franchise. It was such a big part of you that you made your home here.
Oh, listen, when I finished in '94, I could have gone anywhere. I had a farm in Texas. I had family that lived out in California. Like I thought, oh, Manhattan Beach, that seems a good place to sit. I could have gone anywhere. Visikahema, myself, Jaworski, Gary Cobb, Stephen A. Smith. Like we all basically started, Sal Palantonio. We all kind of started around 1995 together. Comcast hadn't gotten up yet. Their signal was another year away. They were just building the Comcast Center. Like it was, but we knew there was no other fan base like Philadelphia. Like if we were going to do sports, and I didn't know what was going to happen, how this thing was going to evolve. I knew what I wanted to do. Like there was no other place to get started than to get started right here.
So you made a conscious effort to say, you know what, I'm gonna lay roots down.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, my first gig in this whole industry was Eagles pregame on WIP. 1995. Like we did the pregame show before it went to YSP. It was on WIP with Mikey Miss, and that was my first thing. And me, Sal Palantonio, we did a pregame show. We did a show in the summer leading into the 95 season. Like that was, I was like, okay, let's get started. WIP was the station at the time. Let's fire up the engines. Howard Eskin, Mikey Miss, myself, we were doing the Eagles pregame show in 95. That was my very first, and it kind of snowballed, it kind of, got built, but I was like, I don't know what to do, how to do it, but I got to get started. So I'm like, here we go.
Wow, that's fantastic.
That was Ray Rhodes' first year. Maybe it was his second year. I think it was Ray Rhodes' first year, 95. New coach, Jeffrey Lurie, second year as the owner. Like, okay, let's get to know these people. Let's go out to, I think they were practicing in Westchester that summer. I made the conscious effort to stay, like all the guys I just mentioned.
It was wild, Baldy, when you think about the arc of this franchise, right? The first part of my life, they were awful. Like they were not,
oh yeah.
They weren't good. Like, listen, they were exciting, Buddy and all that stuff, but the Vermeil thing was a blip, and they were a favorite in the Super Bowl, lost, right? Like, so the my clear memories are the Swamp Fox, which was awful. Anthony Toney running the ball like 30 times a game. It was just terrible football, right? And now they became the gold standard. The phrase that Jeffrey and Joe Banner uttered that got mocked, right?
Yeah, no
they
doubt.
They became the gold standard of the NFL.
Yeah, no, and it's interesting, and this is not to slight Hall of Fame coach Dick Vermeil, but Dick Vermeil was celebrated as a coach that lost the Super Bowl. Like he was on every billboard.
Yeah,
like he was still the standard for good coaching in this whole city, and like obviously he went and won a Super Bowl, with the Rams, and he showed you what kind of coach he was, but he had to leave the city to do it. But like for 20 years, Dick Vermeil was the gold standard, and we didn't care that we lost. He got us to a Super Bowl. So I don't know, like it is amazing to see what and just like I saw a stat. You can't help but take a shot, at the team that's coming to City here this Thursday. But the Eagles have been to 8 NFC Championship games and 3 Super Bowls since the Cowboys last attended a championship game.
I remember that we talked about that last year. In fact, you texted me that. We brought it up on the show at this time last year, and the Cowboys had a disastrous season. Dak gets hurt, but whatever. And the Eagles win the Super Bowl. So it just adds more.
It adds more because honestly, it's the Eagles' number and chief rivalry, and it has been. I've been on both sides of it, so I know it. In Dallas, it's more of Washington than Philly, but in Philly, Dallas is the team. And it's just interesting starting my career in Dallas, and that was the gold standard. You could say America's team, you could say they're still the biggest draw, all that stuff is fine. But Dallas was the gold standard, when I went there. Like and then Jimmy comes in and they go to a total of 5 Super Bowls, and they win 3. They win 3, they win 2 Atlantic, they win 5 Super Bowls. Like, they're the gold standard through 1994, 30 years ago. They were the standard. And it's just completely flipped right now.
Yeah, it's like Howie would never have let the Micah Parsons situation get out of control like that.
Well, it would have escalated. Never. Like, he would have recognized after a second year, like, okay, we got to, we've got to take care of this guy. He's going to be part of the blueprint going forward, just the way he's done it with Lane a number of times. All the guys he's done. Like, he just recognizes, okay, this is the cost of doing business. This is how the market works. This is what the salary cap is. It never would have gotten to this state.
What do you expect from them early? Say first block of games, like last year we're 2-2. Not bubble. The offense was a bubble wrap. What do you expect from them early? And what's something that hit that question? I have a follow up.
Well, we got to see what Kevin Patullo is. Look, you can say he's been here with Nick, and he has, and he's been, in the building for, since Nick has been in the building, and he knows Jalen, but it's still a new way of doing things. It's still a different voice in Jalen's head. It'll probably be without Landon Dickerson, to start this, the first game, but he'll be in there soon enough. Maybe he's there Thursday. I don't know yet, but every year, I don't care if you brought back Kellen Moore. Every year is a new year, and you gotta figure out how the offense is going to work, and how you're going to stay on the field, and how you're going to convert in the red zone, and is the tush push going to be as effective? All those things, and it takes the month of September to figure that out. Sometimes maybe they hit the field running and they're just sharp as can be. But, AJ hasn't practiced, and, they've been without certain guys, and preseasons, nobody played in preseason. So, I don't know, but I expect them to be very good. The roster is stacked. It just, even if you go back last year, they were calling for Nick's head when they beat, Cleveland, and Myles Garrett's blocking a field goal attempt. Right.
And I got news for you. That wasn't just the fans. They were making contingency plans in that office.
No, it was real. It was real. The decisions in New Orleans. I can go through the games. The decisions in New Orleans, the blowout in Tampa, what happened against Cleveland, Jacksonville was a narrow victory. Carolina, if they complete that pass at the end, they beat Philly. And maybe there's never a Super Bowl run. So even in a great Super Bowl year, where you win 18 games and the Super Bowl, there were questions, real questions, as much as anybody inside the building. It wasn't just a magical run. It became that because of how things turned out. But there was a lot of sticking points throughout that year.
Yeah, I'm with you. And that's why it's funny, because you look at them now, and listen, I think they're going to be, they're still the best team in the NFC. I like the Packers a lot, but to me, the Eagles are still the best team. You see how they are in that secondary, right? Like, you have to make sure the secondary's kind of shored up.
Look, Vic Fangio knows what he's doing, obviously. But I've always said, if you make mistakes on the back end of your defense, you're either giving up big plays or touchdowns. And they didn't do that last year. The year before they did. It was horrendous. They gave up 35 touchdown passes the year before. They couldn't stop the ball from going over their head. And so, they got to, whether it's the safety position, the left corner position, because if somebody smells a weakness there, they're going to attack it. They're going to go after it. And then if the Eagles say, okay, Adoree Jackson isn't the answer, let's say, maybe it's Keeley, maybe whatever, maybe it's Jacorian. Well, once you make that change, then people are going to go, oh, we know that it's weak. Let's go find out what the new guy's going to. So you can have an issue there. Now maybe you're good enough to overcome it with pass rush and a lot of other things, but still, if there's a weakness on your defense, good teams are going to exploit that.
So how do you size up the Cowboys when you're looking at them now? What are you seeing? The thing offensively, I just still don't understand their run game. Like I don't think the run, and without their run game, I mean, look, Dak could throw it, and you got CD and Pickens, but that's a lot of pressure on the quarterback that missed a whole year last year.
Well, I mean, it starts with the offensive line. Now, you got a rookie right guard who I think is going to be a good player. Tyler Guyton hasn't practiced this summer. I don't know when he's going to be ready to go at left tackle. They got pieces up front, but you're telling me that Javonte Williams and Miles Sanders, and Kavonte Turpin and, Deuce, like these guys are going to be the answer in the run game. I'm like, that ain't Saquon. That's like, I'm not scared of that running game at all. Like I can't go and pull out a play from any of those backs I just mentioned and say that scares me if I'm the Eagles right now.
Yeah, and therefore, I don't know how you could be a great offense if you're so one-dimensional.
Well, I mean, look, Brian Schottenheimer, my brother played for his dad. I mean, he's right off the apple fell pretty close to the tree. He wants to run the football. He did when he was in Seattle. He did when he was there with Favre with the New York Jets. I mean, that's the foundation, is how to run it and who to run it with. I just think when you have a committee of 4 guys you're going to run, okay, or you wait to see who gets hot. I never like that approach, because sometimes you don't get enough carries to find out who has a hot hand. Like you're off the field in 3 downs. So, I think CD and Ferguson and Pickens can be pretty good. I think they can. We'll see how they protect Dak. I got to see how Dak works with, George Pickens. I don't know how that combination is going to work. We know CD is a great player, truly a great player. Tough as can be, line him up anywhere, match him up. Like, he is a great player. But they need a lot more than that, to me. Like, I'm not sure what the offense is going to look like. People will go, like, in general, they'll go, well, let's run the football and play action pass offense. Well, your son is doing that. I mean, that's not an offense. That's just words. Like, what is going to work against this front, this look, what Vic does on 3rd downs, against a cover 2 high shell that's going to change as soon as you snap the ball. Like, so your offense, what is your offense going to be when nothing's working? What are you leaning on? Like last year, you could always just feed Saquon. And, you could ease into a game and you could get first downs and you could stay on the field and you could get tremendously big plays out of him. All right, that's the Eagles, but I don't know what Dallas is going to look like right now.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't get it. Hey, I want you to compare and contrast a moment, because Thursday night you're going to be down there, and it's going to be a party. I was talking to Big Dom earlier, right? Where, oh man, it's going to be a party down here on Thursday night. It's going to be wild. Everybody's going to be there, raise the banner. It's just, Lincoln Financial Field, and then take me to a place where you were at the Vet, and it was the waning days, and you wore that number. One of our great listeners, he sent me a picture of wearing your jersey, and I'm like, I love it, right? Imagine those days, and then and where we are now.
Well, I mean, probably the biggest night that I ever remember in the Vet as a player was my first year in Philly, 1992. It's the 4th game of the season. The Cowboys are in town on a Monday night. Okay, we're both 3-0. Now, the Cowboys ended up winning the Super Bowl this year, so you know what kind of caliber team they had. Okay, there was Pro Bowl players everywhere, but we whipped them that night. Jimmy Johnson's on the sideline. Reggie went. They knocked Mark Stepnoski out on an interception. Literally carried him off the field. I think Clyde Simmons just, knocked him out. Like, it was just nasty. Just nasty. Body bags are out there taking Cowboys off the field. But that night, like, I remember, WIP was obviously on fire. The fans, like that night in the Vet was probably, now we beat Washington for the NFC East supremacy that year. And there were some big games, but it wasn't anything like that. Nothing. Now, is it going to feel like that? Yeah, it's going to feel a lot bigger than that. The Cowboys are in town. It's kicking off the season. It's national prime time. It's big. So it's just going to be, it's going to feel like that. It's just going to be so much bigger than that. But at the same time, the emotion for all the fans is great. The emotion for some of the coaches is great. Some of the organization members that have helped put this thing together. It's a great feeling. It's a salute to the hard work and all that. But honestly, once it kicks off, like you're just trying to concentrate,
Yeah.
And actually, you don't want it to be too crazy, especially if you're on the offense. You kind of want to hear Jalen in the snap count, and get off to a good start.
Yeah, I mean, I can't wait to see what their offense is going to look like. I'm fascinated with Petullo. You mentioned earlier, and what Jalen looks like in this offense, and what they're going to be doing. And,
Ben Van Sumeren.
Yeah,
Geeked up to see some fullback action.
He's loving a fullback, Baldy.
Well, okay, Van, yeah, but honestly, like they'll put this graphic up, I'm sure, early in the game. I'm sure NBC will. They'll have this graphic of Jalen year by year, offensive coordinator, going back to Alabama. Like, here's a guy who's Super Bowl MVP, and oh, by the way, he hadn't had the same play caller 2 years in a row. It's always been changing. And usually they put that graphic up when a guy struggles and he's not a very good player. But to Jalen's credit, like, give him a different offense coordinator, a different voice, a different offense every year, and watch him adjust. I'm sure, especially, I think that graphic will pop up, within the first two possessions.
And then you got Eagles, Cowboys, and then Thursday night, Chargers, Chiefs in Brazil.
Yeah.
So that's going to be, I don't even know what the Chiefs are going to be like. I know they're good, but do you think they're as like epically good like they've been? Or is it a little bit more of a tail off?
Oh, I think they're going to be good. I think they're going to be good. I think this Josh Simmons is going to be a really good player at left tackle. I think the left guard is at his spot. Mahomes is in elite shape. Travis can be the tail end of Travis. It's still going to be okay. They picked up Tyquan Thornton, who was from Baylor. He was there with Matt.
Yeah,
the kid ran a 4.2 840. They got speed everywhere in that offense. I know Rashee Rice isn't going to play. They got speed. They got a good offensive line. Spags is still in charge. I think they're still going to be good.
Yeah.
I really do. I think they're still going to win 11, 12 games this year. And, maybe.
I can see Mahomes having like a big year. Like, he's been playing within the offense. He had O-line issues last year. But if that line's right, I could see him having a monster year.
I remember, and I know you know this because I'm not telling you anything you don't know, but for your listeners out there, I remember talking to Andy, Mahomes' rookie year, 2017. And I was just saying, hey, what's the rook like, Andy? What do you think? He goes, he's got the eyes of an eagle. He sees everything. Like, he sees the whole thing. Well, obviously, that's all true. But you give him deep shots, deep threats, and let him use his arm to go just throw guys open down the field, throw it to an open patch of grass, whatever. Like, he won't pass those shots up. And that's been missing from this offense since really, Tyreek left. They really haven't had many of those shots. But you give him Hollywood Brown, you give him Xavier Worthy, Tyquan Thornton, and let him use those eagle eyes of his to take shots. Yeah, I think the big play is going to get back in the offense.
So let's talk of some big play. Some big games over the weekend in football. Last night, Belichick, you and I were texting about it. What was your overall impressions? Just seeing him on the sidelines. Speaking of eagle eyes, say whatever you want about the guy. He's still sharp. He saw 3 different mistakes the officials made. There was a ball that hit the ground that he was right on top of it. There was a hold that he was right on top of it. Like, there were 3 different places. They went back and showed it. What was your impressions of it?
Well, the quarterback at TCU was the best player on the field. The kid's really good. And so he knows, like, Gio Lopez might become a good player. I don't know. But, he needs a quarterback. Okay. College football. Like, you better you got to like Lombardi better get busy right now. They need players, and they got whipped last night outside of the opening drive. They couldn't run. TCU was just so much better in the trenches. Now,
well, their center was hard. He didn't belong on the field.
Well, true, but like Spike Dykes is a hell of a coach.
Yeah,
like he's a hell of a coach. He's won everywhere he's ever been, and they got a good. TCU's got money and they got a good program. All right, they've been an elite program in the Big 12 since Gary Patterson, so they're just so far ahead. But give Belichick, just give him some time here. He needs enough. You got to figure out the portal players. They've got money, obviously. All the alumni up in the booth watching it. They've got resources that nobody else has. That's very few have. So that it might take a year.
What'd you think of Arch? Because that was the other big story. He
looked like he hadn't practiced. He looked, he looked like he needed some timing, and so that's, I don't know, that surprised me of what I saw from that.
It was, I thought Matt Patricia did a really good job as defensive coordinator for the Buckeyes. He's got talent, but you look at that scheme. I mean, he played that really well.
That's his element, though. That's where he belongs. That side of the ball, upstairs, got all his spreadsheets out there. That's Matt Patricia. Like, he's quality, man. He knows what he's doing. Like, he's a sharp guy. So, Ohio State, it's just an elite program.
It was funny. All the stuff that people thought, right, would happen week one, none of it happened. So Alabama, right? Woo. Alabama, I thought Simpson, I heard great things about Simpson. Meanwhile, Tommy Castellanos, who said, I'm going to have my way with Bama, had his way. Florida State dominated the game. He dominated the game. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, well, Kalen DeBoer can get run out of Tuscaloosa pretty fast, going off last year, and then showing that performance. That's just not that's not any standard. I don't care who's the coach. You go through all the coaches that have been there in Alabama, going back to Gene Stallings. Like, that's just not acceptable. Period. They run those coaches out of town real fast.
Here, DeBoer has 4 losses to unranked teams in his year and a half. Saban, it took 16 years to get 4 losses to unranked teams.
Wow. Saban may be the greatest coach ever.
Because I hate to do this to you, but I gotta.
Go. Do what you gotta do.
Get to another one.
Yeah.
All right. I'll join you on Friday. Well, let's break the Eagles game down Friday morning.
Sounds great. All right, brother.
Okay, buddy.
There
Thanks,
he is,
man.
Baldy. Baldy's big hits presented by Ford. Yeah, it was a wild weekend of college football, man.
And the Canes.
You know what's funny? I swear to God, I think I hate Miami. Like, I hate that. Like, they remind me of the Cowboys. I hate them.
I almost picked them as my team because they're going to be fun this year.
Oh man!
Yes.
Did you really?
Yeah, they were probably second.
Ew! I freaking hate that team.
Oh, good. I got something. I got a little milk I've been sitting on for a while and play that.
God, I root against them. I hate them. I hate everything about them.
I don't know. I like their swagger. Michael Irvin's all fired up, man.
I know. I've always hated Michael Irvin. I mean, he's a great dude. He was actually I liked him as an analyst, weirdly, but.
Well, I caught some of the documentary series. He's pretty funny.
He's likable,
the stuff he
too.
says on the field,
right?
It's crazy.
Right? He's like a lovable kind of dude, which is odd.
There was like one touchdown. Alvin Harper caught it, but he switched sides, and they said Irvin's running down behind him, screaming, "That should have been my touchdown! That should have been my touchdown!"
Oh, that's great. All right, let's pay some bills, and then it's a Murphy Tuesday. Usually our man David Murphy, we get him on Mondays, but it's Tuesday, so we'll talk a little bit about fightings with our man David Murphy, and then of course all birds. As this is Eagles kickoff week, and it's all about this franchise and what they've become. Want to tell us a little bit about my guys at Golden Nugget Jewelers?
I'd love to. Golden Nugget Jewelers. Past 30 years, they've operated out of the same location in the heart of Philadelphia. Labor Day's here and fall's coming, so there's a ton of good reasons to start thinking about buying that engagement ring. Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's. You don't want to wait for the last minute. You make a smart, comfortable, rational choice with plenty of time. That's why customers from across PA, New Jersey, Baltimore, New York City, they all go to Golden Nugget Jewelers to find that perfect engagement ring or wedding band. They got a highly trained staff. They're dedicated to provide a personalized shopping experience. They're super knowledgeable. They don't pressure you. You take your time. They work within your budget. They got a vast selection of engagement rings, wedding bands. If you're looking for high-end watches, fashion jewelry, sparkling diamond necklaces, bracelets, earrings, any of that stuff, they've got the greatest selection in the city. You receive a final cleaning and written appraisal with every engagement ring purchase. And Golden Nugget Jewelers, they've been family owned and operated since 1987, right there on the corner of Chestnut and 8th in downtown Philly. So you deserve an expert and the best price. Golden Nugget Jewelers, where Philly gets engaged. Visit goldennuggetjewelry.com to learn more.
I like it. That's my guys at Golden Nugget Jewelers. Let's talk about the BetPark Sportsbook online casino app. Kickoff week is upon us. And here it is. Birds are now an 8-point favorite Thursday night. The total 47.5. So the Eagles went up as a favorite from 7 to now 8. And it's all the way up to 47.5 on the total. And my team, the BetParks online sportsbook casino, have you covered. An amazing offer to start the season. The BetParks $25,000 kickoff giveaway. All right, here's the deal. New and existing BetParks users just place a $25 bet, right, on the opener Thursday night between the Birds and Dallas. You're automatically entered to win a share of $25,000 in bonus bets from our team at the BetParks app, all right? BetParks.com has all the details. The winners will be announced on Friday morning. So you'll know what the deal is September 5th. It's the $25,000 kickoff giveaway from our team at BetParks, where there's always another way to win. You got to be 21 in PA, New Jersey, Michigan, Maryland, Ohio. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. Now it's time to go back to the Xfinity mobile guest line. Our man Murph.
It's time for our man, David Murphy.
That's fantastic. That's right. From the Inquirer, the great columnist, David Murphy. Good morning, Murph. You're muted.
I still need to know where that music comes from. What kind of AI program Greg's got running over there?
I got a band of musicians, man.
Yeah, I'm right. You're like the like driving around a 15-passenger Dodge Sprint van with your
like 12 musicians. Any kind of genre, we crank it out in a day or so.
He's a true music guy. He's a music executive. That's his day job.
Believe it or not, yes.
Are you really?
Yes.
I didn't know that. What do you got? What are you dropping coming up?
There's a new Anthrax record coming out pretty soon.
That's like a serious band.
Yeah, it'll be a top 10 Billboard release when it comes out. Yep.
I had no idea you were a music exec.
It's hard to believe.
He's perfect for it. Look,
it's really not. I mean, yeah, I was going to say it's not hard to believe at all. If I had to pick one career for you, that would probably make the top 5.
Wouldn't be sports talk? What are you talking about, man?
Professional skateboarder would be number 2.
All right, let's start the big story. We'll get to the Phillies in a little bit, but the big story, obviously, is kickoff week. And I'm going to ask you the question I've asked everybody today is, what you grew up here, what does this franchise mean to you? Like, take a step back, put your columnist hat down, and think about the franchise itself and what it means to you.
Oh man, I wish I had my photo album because I'm pretty sure 75% of photos of me between the ages of yeah. So I believe in a thing called sports consciousness, where like you're born and then at some point you like have your first memory, and then at some point you have your first sports memory, right? So for me, it was a very fitting one, and may explain a lot about how I turned out. But it was they lost to the Rams in the playoffs, and 87, 88. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it was Randall. It was in the rain,
Yes.
and it was Randall, and the Rams played nothing but a 2-deep zone, and
Yeah.
and Randall couldn't figure it out.
And I have like a distinct memory of sitting in a, I had to have been 4 years old probably at the time, 5 years old, sitting in our den in Bristol Borough where we were living at the time, and hearing John Madden say that the Eagles didn't even get off the bus today. And then my second memory is the ice when they chucked ice at Jimmy Johnson and the Cowboys.
Yeah.
So the long story short is, every I would say every photo of mine between that age and probably puberty is in some form of Eagles paraphernalia. I mean, I was a huge Randall fan. I had the Randall Hutch jersey, Hutch uniform with like the plastic helmet with like
yes.
the Sean Landetta face mask and the I have like tons of pictures of me out there. My favorite play to this day in NFL history was again, the Eagles got so many of my memories are tied up with the Eagles getting smoked, but they were getting smoked in Buffalo, and Randall dropped back into the end zone and eluded
99 yards. Yeah.
Yeah, and threw it up to Freddie Barnett, and I used to go outside and reenact that play like anytime the Eagles were playing. Hated going to church because it meant that you got home like too close to kickoff, and
We were talking about that too. I used to ask my father if we could leave right after communion.
Yeah. So, and you guys are probably Catholics, or we were like evangelicals, so those church services take even longer.
Wow.
Man.
We were not evangelical, but we were like Protestant, kind of new wave a little bit. So it was like, it wasn't just
those
like
services.
Oh, dude, it was the worst. It was the worst. And it wasn't like you don't just go in. Like, I remember my first Catholic mass at LaSalle. I was like, wow, this is great, man. You just go in, you like listen to the guy say a little few things. It's like 35 minutes, you're in and out, Those church services were like, I'm telling you, they were at 11 o'clock, and you would like sit there, and I would like be timing it on my like Iron Man watch that I got for Christmas, and I'd be like 59 minutes, or then also noon would hit, and you're like, now we're missing the pregame show, and so they could go anywhere from an hour to an hour and a half, and so yeah, the Eagles were everything. I interned I talked my way into an internship with Spadero and the Eagles at my junior year of high school, and then I worked for them throughout college. So they've always been, my team essentially, until I became jaded and dead inside as a columnist.
It is interesting because you can like take your hat off for a second. I don't know about you, but your 12-year-old self, you don't want to lose. Now, obviously, you have to be objective, and but you don't want to lose the enthusiasm that you have for the sport, the team, and the story, right? Like, their story is a great one. Because you mentioned those, memories, and mine were similar. They were a failure. And we've seen them come full circle to becoming the true elites of the league. They're the best franchise in the league, Murph.
Yeah, and
imagine that.
Look, man, you're really hitting at some like dark issues with me. Like I feel like I'm on a therapist couch because, like, truthfully, it's one of the biggest things. It's one of the biggest. You have a little more latitude as a sports talk radio. There's a certain amount of objectivity that you don't.
Dude, I did your job. You remember that?
No, I know, but you now you're free a little bit. Where it's like, believe me, like I'm like, man, like there is now, don't get me wrong, I love my job. It's great. It's better than digging ditches or embalming bodies or something like that. But it's like, the sacrifice entailed with this position is like, you can't, first of all, you just logistically, you're right on deadline, and you're rooting for the game to be over or the best story, not necessarily for the Eagles, and yeah, like there's plenty of times where I'm like, man, I tell my friends all the time, I'm super jealous that you just get to like, ball out on Sundays and kind of like not have to worry. But look, at least in my, in our position, it's like, there's a certain amount of objectivity that you have to maintain, or else it's like, it's a bit like it's a business first, I guess is the best way to say it. Is like we're covering we're covering a business, and it's tough the moment you lose like a ton of objectivity, you're being unfair to somebody, because so it's like a balancing act. But at the same time, like you said, right in those big games, those Super Bowls, like, yeah, of course it's like, it means something, and it's like right in that
You know
Super
what's
Bowl,
funny? Just to interject one thing, because you brought up the objectivity, and I can hear you not struggling with it because you understand it, but
no, it's definitely a struggle, where it's
here's what's fascinating to me: something as important as world politics and the nation's capital has moved to party lines, right? There's channels for both parties that are not objective, right? That are not in the middle. But yet we look at sports, and God forbid you don't have you're not straight down the middle. And
no, see, I disagree with that. So I'm not saying straight down the middle, because it's not like we write from a
slant, right. And
slant.
Philadelphia slant.
I think actually it's a perfect analogy, because I've compared politics. My first job out of college my first two jobs out of college were SEC country. And I was at the St. Petersburg Times when the Gators and Tebow were winning titles. And I always compare politics the way it's gone over the last decade or so to college football, where like it's become college football, where, like Aaron Hernandez had gotten arrested, while he was at the University of Florida. 100% of Gators fans would have been like, no, he didn't do it, but at the same time, he's got, like, you got to be fair to the victims too, where like you're covering, yes, you're not covering, I'm not in Beirut, like covering, in the 1980s, with a helmet on, but at the same time, you have to be fair to people. And we're covering real stuff. And you look at it, it's like, okay, like, what's the objective take on Micah Parsons? Micah Parsons is a great example. Like, say you're a Cowboys fan. I actually happen to believe that while Jerry Jones may be losing his marbles and handled the whole thing poorly, I actually objectively think this is probably going to turn out to be a good move for the Cowboys in the long run, because they're getting 2 first-round picks. They're getting
two presumably late first-round picks.
Well, you never know,
But I would argue that they flubbed it. I'd argue against you that they flubbed it.
Again, it all depends on how it turns out. But so here's the thing. Like, this is like, and I was peppering my buddy with this question the other day. Like, there used to be this whole like there was like this in vogue form of thinking when Hurts was on his rookie contract, that like the Eagles' big advantage that Hurts is on his rookie contract and no NFL quarterback has ever won was always BS, because the thing is, like, every quarterback contract becomes the new record. So yeah, like, okay, Patrick Mahomes and Tom Brady weren't technically one of the top paid quarterbacks, but let's be honest, they were one of the top paid quarterbacks, so, and they were elite, and clearly, but regardless, this was always like the big talking point, where it's like, like how he's gaining assist. He's just going to keep cycling through quarterbacks on rookie contracts. And Micah Parsons essentially signed a quarterback contract. It's 4 years and 160. Is that right? It's like 40 mil a year,
Yeah.
And so
47.
all I'm saying, even though I wouldn't have, you can't trade an elite pass rusher. And I think it was a smart move for the Packers, because I think they're at a stage where that defense, that can turn them into the best defense. Whereas the Cowboys are at this stage where, like, Micah, they were going to stink with or without Micah Parsons. Let's be honest, and we saw it with, like, it's funny the way sports change so fast. Like, we saw it with the whole, like, Sam Bradford thing and the whole where it was like, it was like, oh, the Eagles are dead, and then all of a sudden, oh, well, all these moves they made helped them trade up for Carson Wentz, and then they got that wrong, but then Carson Wentz helped them trade. So what I'm saying is, I think there's a decent chance that 5 to 10 years from now, you look at it and you're like, oh man, because they traded Micah Parsons, They packaged Dak and those 2 first-round picks to trade up and draft Arch Manning or what. You wouldn't want to do that right now, obviously, but something along the lines of that. I think given where the Cowboys are at in their trajectory, they probably weren't going to be good. If they had signed Micah Parsons, they probably weren't going to be good for the next 4 years. And at which point Micah Parsons is 30 years old. And then it's like, we see what happens to guys like Clowney and stuff like that.
But listen, I get your point. I think it's valid. My only pushback is if you're going to trade him, they should have traded him at the draft. Like if you make the determination that the quarterback contract, he's not worth that.
I'm with you. I think they handled it. I was surprised by the return they got. I couldn't believe and that's kind of Jerry too, where it's like that organization, that's every offseason we're like, man, what are the Cowboys doing? But every year they draft really well. Their hit rate on high end guys is, from CeeDee Lamb to, Dak in the 4th round to Micah Parsons. Like they somehow they always are competitive, as dysfunctional as they are. Now I think that's going to change now because that offensive line, that was always the secret sauce, and they don't have that now. But Jerry's, I am shocked that it worked out the way it did for them. And I'm with you. Like maybe they could have gotten more, but two first, Kenny Clark, and in addition to the not paying that contract, that's about as good as any quarterback deal you've seen in it's almost like they essentially got a quarterback price tag for him,
I don't know, man. I gotta be honest with you. There's always a drop off in every draft. Like a series, you have your elite players that are
right.
1 through 5, and then usually by 18, 19, there's a drop off. And so I look at
absolutely.
it because I think the Packers are going to be really good, and so I look at it
they
like
are,
they didn't get enough. But
all it takes is I'm with you. It's like very similar to the NBA, where I think the NBA is coming, for during the Hinkie era and the immediate post-process years, there was kind of this cult of the, guys who traded first-round picks. You look at the Thunder now, like they got to buy an ice cream truck just to give away first-round picks because they can't use them all and they're not worth much because they're all in the 20s and whatever. So I'm with you. Like I think, especially if that's like the dead zone of the NFL draft it's like Nelson Aguilar territory, 20.
Yeah.
And that's who you end up with, and so, yes, I'm totally with you. I'm just saying that, because think about it, like the only team that's really going to be in a position where it's smart to give up 2 first-round picks to trade for a guy like Micah Parsons is a team that's already good. Because if you're, if you're the Saints, you're the Browns, you're whatever, like you're not going to risk trading a top 10 pick for the guy. So it's almost like you have, and you're not, it doesn't make sense for you to pay that contract right now because you're at a different part of your competitive cycle. So I think I just didn't think they were going to get, I thought it was going to be something like a first and that's it. And I get it. Kenny Clark's on the downslope and he's not what he used to be, but it's still you could probably turn around and trade Kenny Clark for a 3rd round pick. And he helps, frankly, he helps the interior of that line. So it sounds like a contrarian take. And it's definitely not, because I think it was also a no-brainer move for the Packers, and it would have been a no-brainer move for the Eagles if they could accommodate that contract. But given where the Cowboys are, I just think they weren't, like Micah Parsons, as great as he is, he's like in Myles Garrett territory where his team's not going to be any good. And frankly, I think it's good for the NFL and all of us that I know it's not great for the Eagles, but that Packers defense. And this is where objectivity comes into it, where I also love football. So I like being free to watch the Packers defense and appreciate it versus being.
I agree. You're speaking my language. I'm like that too. I'm like that too. But
long story short, that's what I mean by objectivity. It's more about it's not like I gotta pretend sports.
You got to be honest, true to your feelings. I mean,
but I think that you can do that. You can be more objective than the average fan without completely sacrificing, the emotions. Honestly, one thing about Philly, and it's almost like you have to be this way in Philly because Eagles fans are insane, and it's or Phillies fans, it's like, man, the Brewers win was the biggest win in the history of the franchise, where two days ago, they were ready to. By the way, can we talk about the Mets? Because, I told y'all, watch out for those Mets. But after that Mets series, everyone's like, I don't want to even. The year they went to the World Series, I distinctly remember an entire day of sports radio where the topic of conversation was, do you even want the Phillies to make the playoffs? Because people are like, we're in one of those lulls that goes week to week where it's like, this team stinks, get rid of them, run them out of town, whatever. Like, we don't even want to see the playoffs. It's Eagles season, and then all of a sudden it's like they beat the Marlins in the wild card, and it's like,
we are insane.
It's so
it's completely insane.
You got to have my cross to bear is to be the guidepost for that you can always swim back to as you're up on the wave or down in the valley and find out what's real.
Get crazy with us, Murph. Get insane with us. You be fun insane.
I got the crazy, but that's why, frankly, it's why I love writing the baseball postseason more than anything else, because it's like, it's just like pure adrenaline and pure emotion, and it's like like they're there, and at that point in time, like anything you can say about a team doesn't matter because it's literally just about what happens, whether they can win 4 games or not, and you're just as liable to have a team like the Rangers or the Diamondbacks make it to the World Series as you are the Dodgers and the, whoever the equivalent would be this year. Because it's sure ain't the Dodgers right now. But it's great. And that's where the emotion comes in. It's great. I like to think that I don't completely lose the emotion. I just have to maintain a little more sanity. And I say that out of love. But literally the city is completely insane. Like ex-girlfriend.
Well, imagine what it's going to be like Thursday night. Like every new season, this town goes agog. I mean, we celebrate the Eagles unlike any other big city does. It's football team.
Absolutely, and it's why it's the best thing in the world to be, to work in this media market, because it's the passion is what it's all about. And I say all of it out of love, like it's all passion. And frankly, I don't even know why they're playing the game now that Boys to Men is singing the Star Spangled Banner. I mean, it's just there's no way they lose, right?
Yeah. I guess they played the last time they raised the banner, they also played. So we got a little tradition we got going on.
And if we want to talk about emotion, let's talk about Cooley High Harmony. I mean, there's a chance I might cry like Nick Sirianni at Chris Stapleton on
All right. So let's switch gears real quick to the Phillies, because yesterday was first of all, great response from after the Mets debacle, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you take 3 or 4 from Atlanta, then you come back and your starting pitcher digs a deep hole for you, and the next thing you know, it's a great game. They came back 3 times.
Yeah, and we've said it, us just talking on Mondays, we've said it a million times that the one thing you can't, this team, I understand why it drives everybody crazy. And, as we talked about last time, like I happen to think if they're done if they play the Mets, because they have some sort of mental thing. And like they're as good as they are, when Schwarber's 2 for his lifetime at Citi Field, and Harper, as great as he is, as good as he is, he always has this, it's always followed by a little bit of a lull. And in the postseason, that, you're all it takes is 4 games of lull, and it's over. And this lineup just drops off an absolute cliff after those 2 guys, and but they have, the one thing you've always had to hang your hat on is that they've shown more this year of that kind of, whatever, as Brett Brown would say, that spirit.
Spirit.
Well, showing that the spirit of 2021, and I think that this team is that it's how they made the World Series that year.
Well, there's one guy besides the obvious I think has been the key to the whole thing, but we are in overtime with our man David Murphy on the Xfinity mobile guest line. Turner, like, we don't talk enough. Obviously, Schwarber is his, the grandiose year, but Trea Turner, man, has been incredible. I mean, seriously, the month of August was one of his best ever.
Yeah, and I think that he needed that, and they needed that, and that's always been, like my only thing with Turner. Like, it sounds like I'm downgrading on him a lot. The only thing I always say is like, it ain't like he's like, yeah, he's a $300 million player, and there's we're raving about him partially because it's not the norm, and everyone's slightly surprised by it a little bit, but they need that out of Turner. Like, they spent that money for a reason, and I'm with you. Like, that's, this lineup is built economically to be a three-headed monster: Schwarber, Harper, and Turner, and they need Turner to be that to kind of make it work, So yes, I'm with you. Like, he still has those at bats where it just feels like he takes like 3 swings in one swing, and it's like, kind of like Castellanos swinging at a slider. But yeah, I think he's a huge key. Now, frankly, I think if you want to talk keys right now, I think Bader's been.
Oh yeah,
like,
yeah. He plays a terrific outfield. You know who played a good outfield too yesterday, and he's been doing that, is Kepler.
Yeah,
he gets a good jump on the ball.
I've gone from being like, I didn't like that contract. I was a skeptic, but like, it's almost like there's been an overcorrection in terms of like, yeah, I think he's one thing I will give Dave Dombrowski and Rob Thompson credit for is that they didn't bow to pressure and just DFA Max Kepler, because he was always a guy that at the very least you're going to want to have on your bench, and he fills a role, and he can look in the postseason. It's all about who can just hit a home run. If you need a big home run from 5 or 6 guys during the course of a postseason, and he's a guy that can do it, and he can also play good defense. And again, I'm not saying I think Bader should be the only guy in that outfield who is playing every day right now. I think
I agree.
Should be mixing and matching based on matchups. But yeah, I think Kepler's part of that. Where look, I think if you want to talk about question marks, I think whatever's been going on with Castellanos all year, with just kind of the rumblings, it's at a point where he should be. It's August, it's September, like it's a stretch run at this point in time. Nothing matters other than what's best for the team, and he needs to get on board. Like, it almost feels like Thompson's trying to break him a little bit before the playoffs start, and I think they need that, because look, Castellanos in the right matchup is the guy you want in there, but in the wrong matchup, you don't want him out there. You don't want him. If you got a guy that can like locate that slider the way they could against Ryan Howard from the opposite side, like, you don't want him out there because you know how it's going to go.
Yep.
And they need to get him to a point where he can, but he also brings a lot of vibe. Like he's a big enough.
Well, he's a great mistake. He's a great mistake pitch hitter.
And yeah, and that's
like he'll turn on a mistake pitch and crush it. Like that. That's what he does. I'm
kind of with him on the. I've always kind of been a defensive replacement agnostic, where it's like it hurts you, more times. It hurts you just as often as it helps you. And let's be honest, like, how many balls get hit to right field in a game, and what are the odds in one inning a ball's going to get hit there, and not just that it gets hit there, that Max Kepler will get to it where Nick Castellanos wouldn't. Like, in big situations, I get it, but I tend to be on Nick's side, where it's like, just let the guy stay out there, and you're just as often as it's going to help you, it's going to, he's actually going to get another at bat, and you're going to want him out there. I feel like
I'm like half with you, but I'm still scarred from being a little boy and not replacing the bull in left field in 1977.
Yeah. No, dude, that's some deep stuff, man. That's a deep pull. That's way before my time. That's when dude. That's when I was at Brigantine this weekend, and we had an Uber driver who, like, he had been like, over under 98 years old, with like the hearing aid and the, like, the US Navy cap, and he's like talking about how he doesn't watch the Phillies anymore because of 1964, and it was just it was great. But yeah, I think it's a non-issue. more often than not. And I think, but I think it's a dance where I think Topper does need to get Castellanos comfortable with the fact that he, can be pulled at any moment and may not start at times. But at the same time, it's going to be on Castellanos to not be a negative, because he's such a big personality that, he's just like your classic, like, big personality with a brooding streak, and like just as much as his kind of when he's right in the head, it's such a big thing for everybody. But he's like the kind of guy where, like, he's such a big personality that if he's brooding, like, it's the kind of thing that can kind of rub off a little bit. So I think that's I think it'd be a great challenge for him, because I've come around on Castellanos. I like him. I think he's in terms of the personality and makeup of this team, he's not like integral necessarily, but like you kind of want him there. Like, it's like it's the Phillies are who they are because you see Nick Castellanos with his shirt unbuttoned and getting a big hit right when you've left him for dead. So
yeah, I'm good. I'm good not seeing that. He stinks right now. I mean, he stinks. Like, for the last 3 months, he has stunk. I know. I don't even believe in these grades, but I hear every day he's the lowest graded MLB starting player right now. I mean, he's not doing anything right. And he's being a kind of a jerk. He's kind of like, Topper didn't tell me. Paco told me. It's like, yeah, because you're standing on first base. What do you want? Topper to yell out? Just say, yeah, Paco told me I was on first base. Like, he leans jerk.
I'm with you, but all I know is that I guarantee you've said that 4 other times every season that he's been here, and at that exact moment when you say it, within 2 days he does something where you're like, "There's my guy," like he just has that thing. Like,
he'll be batting ninth at this point. He stinks.
I love it. Yeah.
He's in a groove, man. It's a long slump. He's batting 180. The month of August, 180.
I can't argue. I can't argue with it, but I mean, what's the other option? Also,
Weston Wilson?
No. Yeah.
He's giving me better at bats than Castellanos at this point.
It's amazing. Marsh had a day yesterday.
Marsh has had a run since he came back from being demoted.
Yeah, he has been, look, we say it all the time, where you need someone in the bottom third of the lineup to be hitting, and when they're them are hitting, then you're just giving away 3 or 4 innings a night, boom, boom, boom. And, they're in a good groove right now where Stott at least is showing that he has the ability to do that every now and then. And Marsh, like you said, has been, maybe the most consistent as he's been since he was traded from the Angels here. I think he's been a huge plus. And it really, it's a testament to how much of a negative is when they're not, because you see how different it is when one of those guys is at least giving you something, where there are just long stretches of the season where the problem was they weren't giving you anything, and you just can't survive that way.
Yeah, and you had a nice bounce back from Sanchez and Lizard. They both had nice games this weekend.
Yeah, how about Lizard? It was almost like prophetic, our conversation last week, because it was just like, Liz, I can't figure him out. Like he looks like the best stuff in the majors until, it doesn't, and you still don't really stuff still looks good, and it's just like, boom, he gives up a 9 spot. But yeah, I think he's going to be another interesting one where, everyone's talking about him out of the bullpen, but I mean, you're going to have to just trust in him to start.
No,
right? Who's starting?
Put him in the bullpen.
Who's starting game 3? Yeah, okay, then that's what I'm saying. Is like, what do you get? Like, Noel? Do you really have more confidence in Noel at this point? Taijuan Walker, as good as impressive as he's been.
Please, if I hear again about Taijuan Walker stinks. All right, like,
I mean, he battled after that first inning.
I don't want to do with him in the playoffs.
Really put together a nice body of work after that first
inning. I love
inning.
it. And then we get back to that objectivity, because these are the conversations I can have with my friend group where I'm like, guys, come on. Like, you're sitting here trying to sell yourself on Taijuan Walker. You know how it's going to play out. Same thing with David Robertson. You know how that's going to play out eventually. He looks great. But
first of all, you got to watch Taijuan Walker pitch. He gives up the loudest outs. It's going to. again, he walks a tightrope every start, and then you're going to pitch him in the playoffs? How stupid is that?
My buddy the other night is like, oh, he's look at Taiwan Walker again out there. I'm like, dude, he just gave up 3 450-foot foul balls. Like, the guy is walking a tightrope right now.
Exactly. Oh God.
So yeah, you're gonna have. I don't see a way where you have anybody other than Luzardo pitching out there unless Walker Buehler somehow, comes back from the dead.
Yeah, I'm with you. All right, brother, what are you working on? You got a big. You'll be working Thursday.
It's the Birds now. Yeah. Yep. We're writing Eagles tomorrow, and I haven't, because I've been kind of out of commission for 2 months. I really haven't dove headfirst into my NFL prep yet. But this is my favorite time of year with regards to NFL. Just not just the Eagles, but trying to figure out what team. Like I was doing a thought exercise where if somebody with if one of these teams that are outside the top 5 or 6 in terms of Super Bowl odds, who's the most likely team to do it? And it's you look Denver. It could be Denver. No, maybe not. But it's just that's the best thing is just really that's mostly what I'm going to be doing for.
Yeah, it's fun. Listen, it's fun. I'm shaking my head, but I mean, I kind of like the Chargers a little bit more, only because
the Chargers were the one that I had right before as I was waiting to come on here. That's what I was looking at, and the Chargers were the one that jumped out at me. Where
only because of the coach. I think they're well coached, and their defense is going to be pretty decent. But I mean, you're Denver. I mean, Denver could be the same thing. Problem is, Kansas City.
I'm not a Bo Nix guy. I still need to see a little more out of him before
I agree. I'm with you.
Put the script on what I saw for 6 years in college, but Herbert. the Chargers have the court. I'm a Justin Herbert truther, and I still believe he's not a great. He's not. Is that a violation?
You're just going to trigger the whole chat right now with this Charger Herbert talk.
You and I agree. They all hate him, so I have to shut up about it because I'm with you.
But yeah, I think
I agree.
With a team like that, I think a team like that could come from out of nowhere. But let's be honest. I mean, the Eagles are just, as you said when we first started talking today. The fact that they are never before. This might be the first season really where they're entering, and we just know how they're the best team in the NFL, and not just the best team in the NFL, but by a pretty wide margin.
Yeah.
They won the Super. They won the Super Bowl by 40 points. And
right. We don't know how to handle it. We're
That's
so weird.
I know. It's but I think it's we've all been conditioned to kind of wait for the other shoe to drop, but I really think they're just that good.
They're gonna repeat.
Yeah, the defense.
I think they're gonna win it again. I do. I
agree.
I don't see a drop off. I don't care. I know the schedule's tougher, and they may win less or fewer games. I don't know. I
don't know if they could win. I think Saquon means so much to them, and AJ Brown means so much to them that if either one of them.
Well, yeah. I mean, assuming that there's no catastrophic injuries,
right?
But I'm with you, my brother.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think it's. I'm interested to see who. I'm interested to see the Chiefs, and do they, have they really fixed that offensive line? Are they back to being a team that could potentially push the Eagles? But right now, the Eagles are the only kind of no doubt about it team. They're kind of Patriots territory. Back during that height where you just knew the Patriots are the best team, and you're wondering who could beat them. And I think that's where the Eagles are. It's going to be great to watch.
Yeah, I'm so with you, man. Listen, hug the baby. It was my kid's first day of school today. They are 15 and 12. I want to cry. So hug that baby because you'll blink and they'll be my kid's age.
Are you still making them hold the chalkboard with my first day of 11th grade or whatever? Or
10th grade, yeah. Well, we had a picture. Here's the picture. This was this morning.
There they are.
There's Anthony and Massimo.
Man, he's a tank, Massimo. Or Ant. Is that Ant or Massimo?
Yeah, it's Ant. Ant's the bigger one, and Ant's 15 and Massimo's 12.
Is he he's like the kind of guy like Ant's like the kind of guy where like if you saw him playing Little League, you'd be like, nah, the guy's definitely 18 or 19, you know?
Yeah, he's a defensive end, and the other one's a quarterback.
What high school are they in? What school?
Ant goes to St. Augustine, and in Jersey, and Massimo goes to St. Margaret's in Jersey.
All right. So are they 2 Friday nights in? Or is he
I'm
still
sorry?
Are they like 2 Friday nights into the season, or is he still JV?
He's still JV. He'll be first game is Monday. So he's
Okay.
a sophomore. The first game will be
Yeah.
Monday. The goal is
best time of year.
Kill
Best
it,
time of year.
and then next year you'll be a rising junior.
Nice. Yeah, I can't wait, man. It's great. Max is, obviously I'm sure the development slows down as they get older at some point, but he's just like, it's crazy. Like today, every day it's something new. He's
It's the greatest, man.
I still can't figure out crawling. He's starting to go backwards, and he's like really getting frustrated with it. But we have some talks. I tell him that it's all about patience. I play Jalen Hurts' wisest aphorisms for him, and he's like, what is this guy talking about? But
I love
listen,
it.
man. Life is 10% what happens and 90% how you deal with it.
That's it, brother. God bless you.
That's Jalen Hurts. So yeah, it's great. I love it. It's awesome. It's very much looking forward to the next however many years, 18 years, I guess, until he's
it's never going to end. So
flying the nest.
That's
flying
it.
The nest.
That's it. We'll be reading you. Thanks, brother.
All right, guys. Good talking.
Next week. Here he is, Murph. Man.
Mott's got a nice wingspan.
He shot up.
He looked good in the Q2-3 zone with that wingspan on the wing. Yeah.
He shot up, man.
Yeah, he's catching
He's as
up.
tall as my wife now.
Wow.
He's 5'9". Like, he's about 5'8.5". Yeah. Yeah. It goes by quick.
He's probably got like 6'3" wingspan. You measure that out?
No basketball. He's football or baseball. That's where he's focused. All right. That's where he's focused.
Got to work with what God gives him.
All right. Man, we went, I don't know. I just can't wait for Thursday now. Like I'm in this mode of like now I feel bad because it started the show off with the Phillies. I'm like, but it's just kickoff week. That's all I meant by it.
I don't take no offense to it.
No, I feel 4 for 4 guilty.
I know what I was walking into.
No, but it's just like it's kickoff week, man.
I know someone in the chat. It might have been our hot sauce guy. He was like, "Oh, he's like a good comic foil, great script to start the show." I was like, "There's nothing scripted about this. This is total ad lib going on." I wish we planned it out like that, but no.
It's totally
I just naturally tweak and irritate you.
No, you do.
Yes,
yeah, I
know.
love you to death.
Yeah,
I mean, you know that.
It's like a brother. Irritate you like a brother.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
You do. All right, we got it back in the day?
Yes.
We're going back. We're going back. We're going back in the day with True Mark. Oh yeah.
All right.
Let's have some fun. Let's go to some Cowboy Eagle stuff.
Oh, yes.
All right.
Fly ball deep to center. This is way out of this ballpark. Home run, Darryl Strawberry. Darryl Strawberry with his 21st home run in his last 55 games.
I went over to talk to Kobe. I said, Kobe, you grew up in Philadelphia. Is it hard for this allegiance? He said, I was a Mets fan. He said, I wanted to be Darryl Strawberry. And by the way,
Oh, here's some Cowboys.
Please, that was horrible.
Cowboys
I
stuff.
mean, that was horrible. Like, you did that?
I did that early, like 7:30 this morning. Then I found something better. Because what's one of your favorite Cowboy?
1 second, I got to set it up.
One of your favorite Cowboy
that
games
fast.
ever?
Pickle juice?
Man, a little better.
Better than the pickle juice? 40-6?
Thanks that the Cowboy corners were helpless against his touchdown maker.
Cunningham backs up. He is floating it for Carter, who leaps and comes down with the football for a touchdown. Cunningham leaps. He looks. He goes for Carter, who leaps. Comes down.
He does.
And they roll. Touchdown.
That was a beautiful throw. Just feather that.
Unfortunately, Carter's 2 touchdowns,
great arm,
the Eagles' 27-0 whitewash, and a 5th consecutive win over the Cowboys simply fueled a heated rivalry that got even hotter.
Oh, I would have said something to Buddy, but he wouldn't stand on the field long enough. He put his big fat rear end into the dressing room.
I resent that. I've been on a diet. I lost a couple of pounds, and I thought I was looking good.
Oh my God, that's great. Now, that's a back in the day.
He said that. I was on a diet. Lost a couple pounds.
That's a back in the day. All right, everybody. We love you. A fun week.
Yeah.
Let's get nuts.
Go Birds.
Go Birds. Love you guys. See you tomorrow.
We all silly like the mayor.